speak, remembering we were never meant to survive. A litany for survival. Audre Lorde. Welcome, artists and family. You know what it is. Finally, Thursday night has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. Welcome to the online open mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I am your host. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Thursday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. You know how we do, folks. It's Thursday. It's about to go down as it usually does. And guess what? Here comes another one. Welcome to episode 51. We've been doing this and doing this and doing this. Well, listen, every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on YouTube. Listen, if you're watching on all of these streams eventually, and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number is on your screen, 977-539-856. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Want to know why I say that? Trust and believe we're going to show you this evening. We do this week after week thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. All right, so we would like to thank the New York State Department of Cultural Affairs and the Howard Gilman Foundation for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to newyourekan.org/contribute. Every dollar counts. Trust and believe. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoom burst, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, a.k.a. RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. That cat's all over the place, all the way up into BX. Shout out RMT. This is where you can find me, Elemen2al.com. Take out the T, put in the number 2, Elemen2al.com. Make sure you plug in so many things going on. Updates on the way. Tonight's theme, fighting injustice. Repeal righteousness. Listen. With all the things going on in the political climate, listen, folks are doing some things and they are trying to do just that, right? But as I said this afternoon in the email, right, an injustice somewhere is an injustice anywhere, right? So that is our theme this evening. If your artwork is not on theme, that is still totally cool. We are still looking forward to all of your genius this evening. Next week's theme, coming at you. Sign of the seasons. Poinsettia, right? This is just one of those things I think I don't know when they bloom or where, but when it comes to the season at the end of the year, this thing pops up. What do you think of when you see this plant, this flower, this color? What do you see? What does it bring to your brain, right? So again, do not forget you have artistic license to do whatever with these themes. Get as creative as possible. So that's what we're going to be dealing with next week. Here are a list of the last 3 themes for the year, folks. Can you believe it? But here we are. Let's get to the rules so we can get to the artistry this evening. Artists, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic stage as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all the beautiful exuberance that goes into your performance. So, turn your cameras on as you're getting ready to come to the stage. Have your artwork ready, all right? Make sure your sound settings are good to go for the musicians in the building. Our resident musicians are definitely in the building. Make sure your sound settings are good so we can hear every single chord, all right? And make sure your music is original. We don't want the agents of the interweb interfering with our stream in any way. All right, so make sure your music is original. All right. Artists, you got 3 minutes to rock. All right. Last week, everybody was great. We were on point. All right, let's keep it up. All right, 3 minutes to rock. 30-second intro. Let the world know where they can find you, what you do before or after you get down. Put your information into the chat so we can continue to grow this great community, folks. All right. Also, before you get down, make sure you change your Zoom name to coincide with how you want people to connect with you. So again, we can continue to grow the greatest community in the world. We have reached that time where the babies should be in bed. All right, trust, because we got explicit lyricists in this community. All right, and they may bring about some triggering flashbacks. All right, but founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship other than any hate speech or any ism that people may use to manipulate, which will not, I said not be tolerated. Look around and get cute and get the boot, all right? Thou hath been warned, right? This is a living, breathing trigger warning, all right? Prepare yourself. This is a true call and response space. After these artists get up here and share a true piece of who they are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to share all of that energy, all of that exuberance with the audience, with the artist. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway. All right. So share all of that energy and it will be returned to you in the performance of every single artist this evening. Trust. All right. The guaranteed list tonight is closed, all right, because signups begin 24 hours before the show, which would be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you go to neweurekan.org. You click on full events calendar. You click on the Thursday that you want to get down on, and you need an artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way you're getting on the guaranteed list, and they won't pop up until 24 hours before the show. If you're in the tri-state area, make sure you are plugging in with the New Eurekan Bowery Slam. It's going down. I'm telling you, man, that stage is hot for real. Make sure you're plugging in. Shout out J Rose. Shout out Luna Rosa. That stage is going hard. Shout out Soul Preem. Make sure you are plugging in at the Lower East Side Center. That is a dope open mic. Also, the teen open mic is coming up. I believe it's this Saturday. All right. If you're in the area and you can inspire the next generation of artists and poets, make sure you do fall through. And the Grand Slam, right? After last week's Final Friday Slam that was held online, super dope. Shout out Tony McPherson. Shout out Chevy Chev, who was the eventual winner. Shout out Dr. Z Page for getting down for real. Now it's the Grand Slam. It is going to be at the legendary Apollo Theater. Make sure you plug in. Listen, Ron is going to tell you more about that at halftime. Also, Caridad La Luz, right? Shout out La Bruja is going to be. Listen, there's so much going on. Shout out Matty Ice, man. It's going down, folks. Trust and believe. And know thyself is also make sure we are helping grow the poet and the artist from the inside out. All right. So many things going on. Tonight's list, all of these incredible artists came to get down. So let's get to it. There's all my rowdy friends here on Thursday night. What's good, good people? What's good? See some new faces. See some familiar ones. It is great to see y'all. So let's jump this off, right? As usual, we got one of the resident, right, Kickstarters, because that's what this dude does, right? Where did he go? There he is, look. Listen, this guy, I've known this cat for some years, right? And every time he comes to the mic, I'm telling you, he's going to give you something that digs into your brain in the best of ways. The one and only Alexander Goatberg is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Come on, man, set it off. Let's go.
Find me at Gorbensky on Instagram. Hello, Elemen2al. Hello, on my dear poets, performers, artists. Do you know how some people are discriminated based on their age. It could be during the employment process or acceptance to certain groups or events or organizations. That is called ageism. And that it is one of the greatest injustices in our world today. And that is the title of my poem that I'm presenting tonight, Ageism. What is the best way to detect the injustice? And what should be done by the people who felt it? I know a good teacher, and she was invited to a recent event for the young educators. But there was a clarification with wording. Their age must be only from 19 to 30. She's 33, but decided to sign up, and after that, she texted their organizers. She told them she filled out a form, and she thanked them, without any questions, for their invitation. But then, at the end of the text, she has told them, there's one thing you need to know. I'm over 30. She waited too long, but they never responded. We know that it's wrong. She was so disappointed. At this day and age, something needs to be done. Employers prefer only those who are young. More stories like this are reported in news. We need to do more to avoid biased views. I feel the injustice in life every day. I need the support from our Poets Cafe. I need the support from my loved ones and friends. I need poets here with their voices and hands. Sometimes you can say, I'm not interested in it. But many of us either felt it or seen it. I learned the new skills and I hope to get better. I urge my dear poets, let's do this together. Sometimes I am thinking to change my career, but I still rely on all poets in here. Let's have this discussion. Let's not remain silent. We must overcome the injustice. Let's try it. I need your opinions. We have to speak on this. You can't get a job when you are in your 20s. You cannot be trusted despite your desire. You don't have experience. We cannot hire. When you're in your 30s, you're not hired either. You might not feel comfortable with these young people. It is so outrageous, and I am astonished. Let people decide if it's something they wanted. And tell me, how can we achieve any progress if our older teachers today are still jobless? Some say if you're 30, then it is too late. So what should I do if I am 38? My only hope is that someday can get better. I want to hear what you will say on that matter. We need conversation, so why don't we start this? And let's all do something to fight the injustice.
Yo, I told you that cat he just does that, man. He just does it. Unmute yourself, give it up for the Goat Bird.
Oh, that was great. It's great.
That was dope.
Something that's not really spoken about enough, man. That was great that you did that for all those people.
So true. It's so true. As a woman and sort of a seasoned, I guess, it's a whole nother thing all the time. And it was so interesting to hear that anyone above 30 can feel the same way, or men can feel the same way. It really is a problem. And as I said in the chat, I'm actually writing a piece on it right now. So it's awesome to hear that. Maybe we can do something about it. It was great.
Yes, absolutely. Many people feel that way. Many people experience it. Thank you for your responses. And one more thing I wanted to say. I want to give a shout out to the people of Georgia who are fighting injustice right now. We are with you. Be strong, and let's fight the injustice together.
You see, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. This is why I continue to say it's the greatest community in the world, right? It's not always just about writing the best poetry or getting the best metaphor off, right? It's about real life, folks, right? We are writing real life in this building, right? In this community. That's what it was created for, right? I appreciate you so very much, Goldberg, for making sure that your colleagues know what's going on, right? And saying that, hey, he needs all of us to help, right? He needs all of our support. And of course, man, you need that, you let me know, man, for real, right? He said, if you're 30, it's too late. What am I supposed to do if I'm 38? Like that's just crazy, man. When I look at some posts that say certain people, certain big families that own stores, they started at like 46 or 50. The guy with the chicken started at 60. You know what I mean? So it's never too late, man. It really isn't. I truly appreciate you, Goldberg, for real, for continuing to do what you do and staying dedicated to it. Truly, truly appreciate you for setting us off this evening. Starship's underway, folks. Let's go. Coming up next, our resident blacksmith is in the building. It's been a minute since I've seen this cat,
Yeah,
right?
I haven't been here for a while, man.
Right. But listen, we always feel your presence, man. You're a part of this place so very much. We thank you for all that you do. Mr. Lighthouse Writers himself, the one and only Michael Sindler is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
You too. Great to see everybody here. I've missed y'all. I just want to again, like, just add on to what you said, that it's never too late, but it is harder, and it's especially harder if you're not one of those people who naturally have privilege due to certain things that we all know what I'm talking about. And I do want to just go ahead and put in my usual word for lighthousewriters.org, which is a very cool thing that y'all should look up online and check out because there's some good stuff. No, Paul, I did not bring leftovers. I did survive Thanksgiving, so I'm not going to actually read anything about that because I'm still getting over it. I thought I'd start with a new piece, a sonnet, and sort of looking way back to my youth, and it's called Prize Past Measure. And it kind of relates in a way to go or Prize Past Measure. Is it vain thinking she likes me so young, some prize boy toy for her milf and pleasure? I do not care a whit that she is of a certain age. When I gaze on her, I see an eternal treasure. Every sag of skin, every scar and wrinkle increase her divinity, make her more enticing. To my awkward skill, she adds bodily wisdom. Her movements and her pauses leave me panting. Not the virgin that she thinks, but little more worldly. Her gracious love lessons are a prize past measure. Though I know I am nothing but a passing fancy, I live for those moments of commingled leisure. If she is old, it makes her more magnificent to me. Youth dancing with age in the confines of infinity. So these days she would probably, I won't even say how old she was, but okay. And I'm going to follow that with one that the whole being with family made me think of this a lot because there's the family who you're with to celebrate with, and there's the family you wish you were with. And this is called Holes in Space. Sweet child, as you look back in time to see the holes in space where friends and families should be, short lives that should have left longer shadows across experience, kisses, hugs, and lessons never shared, Know that they would now embrace you in communion transcending span of days. These holes you see still let in light, pattern woven round them, stitches all to all, echoes flowering, song breathing, sweet scent from memory and momentum. They are you, and you contain at least a part of them. Those known to you or lost before your arrival, these holes may tunnel down to grief, but they fill with wonder. Oh, child, dear child, do not fear to peer deep and discover marvelous tales that mirror your new trail. Living loved ones may falter, falling into mourning, dipping arms into openings, attempting to pull last treasures from well of tears. Hold them tight. Do not allow them to fall in and be lost. An occasional drink of salt water passing lips will wake tired taste buds and summon reflections of shared feasts. But these waters of grief do not bubble up to be bathed in. Sweet little one, we wish, as all who have lost will always wish, you could have known or heard the singular spirit encased in each. Lost opportunity deprives us of the sweet and the tender, the hilarious and melancholy character each snuffed candle's once dancing flame contained. Look into the eyes of the living behind puddling saline falls. That candlelight still flickers undimmed. Let them kindle and pass on the flame. Let the light that emanates from these holes in space that mark your path past, that invisibly led to you now, stay strong. Sweet, dear, gentle child, be all their lost promise allows, for you have life, and that is what their paid price bought, and you are worth it all. Thank you. Great to be back.
That is a Beat Poet Laureate for you. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Michael Sindler.
Yeah.
Way to go, Michael. Nice to see you again.
That was great, man. I thought I was hearing some English poet from the 1900s. Wonderful, wonderful.
That first piece really, really got me. I love it. This whole ageism shit is it's crap, man. You love who you love.
No doubt about it, right? And then when you write about it in that way, it is endless. It becomes timeless, right? He said, she likes me so young, right? It reminds me of a piece the homie is working on, right? For real. He mentioned in the confines of infinity, right? Just, again, the way that you put your words together, sir, pretty incredible, right? These holes may tunnel down in grief, but filled with wonder. Man, holes in space. That's just incredible, sir. Make sure you are plugging in with Michael Sindler and lighthousewriters.org. He has, this gentleman put me in the space of a legendary poet. Listen, make sure you plug in with Michael Sindler and all that he does. Appreciate you, sir. Good to see you. All right. Coming up next, listen. Talking about folks who just hold it down, man. This incredible author, right, of Four Crescents, of Black Calculus, and now a pushcart nominee. The maestro is in the building. The one and only Mathematics is here. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, maestro. Please take it away.
Thanks for the intro, and thanks for those lovely pieces that just started us off here. I'm gonna jump right in. This first piece is in that book that you have in your hands, Four Crescents. The title is Oppressor Doesn't Ask Permission. What would make you so mad You couldn't speak your mind, that you would make a fist. What would it be that made you so mad that you made a fist want to throw it at something? What if society determined it was your lack of self-control, making a fist, holding it too long, throwing it at something meant wishing fist-like harm on someone? They's gonna wanna see a fist, gonna wanna prevent your crime, need to squash the will to resist before you vent your criminal fist. They expect their control is absolute. Better control yourself. Best move that fist to the back of your jaw. Hold it long enough for dentists to question a mound of pulverized enamel, plied, piled next to plateaus where molars used to stand. Better change the dental landscape, braces and bridges applied before bits of tongue are chewed bloody, and they can't understand why your voice is barely audible behind clenched teeth and pursed lips. Lawmakers want to put a rope around your voice and act like judicial and penal systems reset triggers, impersonating landmines around red lines drawn in quicksands that surround an island, an oasis, an other land, tribe, community, where gentrified, known as reverse white flight, brings to memory whitewash is ethnic detergent. Next piece is on theme. This is the piece that was nominated by Collapse Press for this Pushcart Prize. The title is Calculating Justice. Your calculus has nothing to do with equal nor equality. Your scale of justice has nothing to do with fair nor balance. Your authority assumes judgment that makes an ass of you and me. The fulcrum slides on your whim and does not presume an even keel. Your black robe adorns the farce of wisdom, neither wise, but rather dumb. Your blindfold sees bias in favor of those that have, ever blind to those that have not. Peace.
Yo. Yo, I told y'all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for mathematics.
Yeah.
Yeah, mathematics.
Always be.
That was incredible. Entirely incredible.
That poem should be like nominated for a pull cart nominee too. That's crazy.
Push and pull. Yeah, I get you there. It was certainly well deserved, my friend.
Definitely, definitely. If you are not familiar with mathematics, make sure you plug in with this. This cat is, listen, precision, what this dude does. He said they expect their control is absolute. Come on. We bite the fist, right? Hold it long enough for the dentist to question. Come on, man. Like, that's just, right? They try to put a rope around your voice, right? Whitewash is ethnic detergent. Listen, just scrub the floor, all the blood, just scrub the floor. Goodness. Appreciate you, Math, for what you do. Congratulations on the nomination, man. Definitely well deserved. Appreciate you. All right, coming up next, we have not seen this gentleman in a while, right? Sending all good energy and prayers to this dude, one of our resident musicians and one of just the dopest people on planet Earth, the one and only CC Arshagra is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, CC. It's been too long, sir, but it is great to see you as always. Please. Take it away.
So I'm not on Facebook anymore. I got kicked off, and then I relaunched, and I got kicked off again, and I relaunched, and I got kicked off again. So rumor has it it's a government hack. So it means I'm doing something right. So for those of you that don't know, Kathleen and I've been here together for 3.5 years, and about October 27th on a Sunday, we're on our way to a friend's memorial, and she died. And it's life-changing. I don't know where I'll be next year. This managed to happen before she died. Those words came out of her mouth when I say, "You have a poet in you, and I'm going to write a book, and that's going to be the title. Don't write poetry, and you can't make me." So that came into being. So keep believing in anyone and everyone. This was an extremely intelligent woman. A week before she died, she wrote this. I think it's her last poem, and I'll play a song. Ostinato. It's a musical term, and it has a word in it that I had to look up. Lapis lazuli, and it's a beautiful blue mineral that comes in a rock. And she came home one day after this walk, and she said it was the most beautiful day she ever saw. And she's a lifelong hiker. Our ostinato rhythmic laments send us on a curve cradled in the sorrow vibration. Acoustic color drenches all. The unrequited thirst for scarlet leaf solos, for the rhapsody in gold, precious hues that summon the spirit in waves of autumn rapture, mirrored in rivers and still coves. Drinking deeply under the lapis lazuli sky that floats behind a ridge of silhouetted maples. Fall brilliance, blazing daydreams, russet crackles with promise, the bare branches of starting over, the season of the soothsayer. Kathleen Holzer. She was 71. Grandpa Arshak died when he was 71, and I was with him when he died. Well, he went into a coma and then died, but still. Time is always saying goodbye. Love's eternal waves always move on. And there's a place called home, and a weather vane within your mind. And living means you're still here to be your composing your life. Life is always dying to let what is being be born. And the wind no one owns carries to you all I've done. And the sky, land, and waters are still vessels containing who cared. And every breath I breathe is of gratitude's exhale, giving you we all pass on. So please, let me send you my song. Please, let me send you my song. It may be the right one, or it may be I was wrong. I'm just asking. May I send you a song? Time is always saying goodbye. Love's eternal waves always move on. There's a place called home, and a weather vane within your mind. And living means you're still here to be your composing alive. Life is always dying. Let what is being be born. While the wind no one owns carries to you all I've done. As the sky, land, and waters are still vessels containing who cared. And every breath I breathe is of gratitude's exhale, giving you we all pass on. So please, let me send you my song. Send you my song. It may be the right one, and it may be I was wrong. I'm just asking. Time is always saying goodbye. Time is always saying goodbye. Kathleen Holzer.
No.
February 5, 1953. This is just a puppy. So.
I don't know how you do what you do, sir, but you do it incredibly well. Unmute yourself. Give it up for C. Our Chakra.
Amazing.
Nicely done, CC, as usual. Nicely done, man.
I was trying not to cry the entirety of that piece.
Bill.
Ditto.
Yeah. That's what yesternow is, CC. That's what yesternow is.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
That was heartbreaking and still inspiring. Yeah, very beautiful.
You know, when you write the things you need to write, they come out like that, right? And honestly, I love the fact that your emotion is so tied to every one of those chords, right? That your body is reacting with those tears. That's the universe letting you know that it's listening, right? It's just that song it's gonna be a signature piece of yours, sir, if it's not already, because it's so CC. It just is, man. Thank you for sharing Kathleen's memory with us and reading her poem, right? And her connection with nature, right? The Rhapsody in Gold. Like your music is always touching, CC. Again, sending you all kinds of prayers, man, just to get through a difficult time. But again, you're a member of a community, so don't be afraid to reach out to all these folks. Great to see you, sir. Continue to do what you do. Truly appreciate you. Truly. All right, let me shout out a couple of people. All right, let's. Whew, it's heavy, man. But that's what heavyweights do, right? They hit you with heavyweight blows, right? Shout out Doug Silver in the building. Always good to see Professor Platinum in here. Shout out Jenny. Shout out Sean Gilbert. All healing energy to the priestess Oshun Yo Yin as well. Lucas Song is in the building. Listen, it's we're on track to be another great night, folks. All right, so let's keep it going. A few more poets, and then we're gonna go to halftime. Coming up next, this incredible cat. Again, been rocking with this cat for some years. Always got a rhyme that's right on time, and I promise you, he got one tonight. The one and only Eddie Foreman in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Eddie. Always great to see you, man. Come on, take it away.
Thank you, my brother, with like no other words like thunder. Woo! Thank you for the host that never boast, that love the most. All right, my name is April Tassel, feeling fantastic. Please time you can join my rhyme follow sublime. I got 3 short pieces, so I won't take too much time. This is called Blood. This is called Love and War. Palestine versus Israel, Jews versus Nazi. Doesn't ring a bell? One big genocide spree. War is good for nothing, and it's lives taken away. It's always the risk getting something. Lives are taken by minute, hour, and day. Where's humanity? Where's the truth? Where's the empathy? Where's the juice? Where's reality? It doesn't have to be obtuse. Has history taught us nothing? There's no winners in wars. It's always ducking and running. Don't ignore. We need love to restore. Thank you. The other one's called The Hope of Freedom. The hope of freedom. Let freedom ring while lyrics sing. Let it sprout as water, drown out the marauders. Clean out the corruption to proud clean productions. Melt away the violence in order to sprout nonviolence. Choking all the crazy firearms. No more chaos to do harm. To weather away our constitution in order to think of ground solutions. To feed the mouths of the slaves. Growing seeds of supportive engrave. Drifting us to another direction, an ocean of collection and reflection. Yes, you. Please plant the tiny seed, the seed of positivity and humanity. Let freedom ring, hope will sprout. Let injustice be mute, evil will drought. Hope is inside you, her, him, and we. Don't stop creating and liberating C. Thank you. My last one is called Window. Peering out, ideas sprouts. Is it a reality or fantasy? Chaos out, bliss within. Weather's crazy, common sense is hazy. Violent strangers in chaotic danger. Accidents everywhere, without sympathy to spare. So many wars with crimson downpours. So much corruption, ruin the family function. Trying to grasp the truth without a brick of dispute. The raging high inflation, sending funds on a bleak vacation. The gray of politics making us confused and sick. The seed of global warming as the gases keep swarming. Jobs are wearing thin, paying taxes without end. Is it me or is it you? Is it a relapse or a breakthrough? Let me peer out my window. Let us embrace the light in the shadow. Thank you.
That was just sick. He said, is it a relapse or a breakthrough? Come on, man. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Eddie Foreman.
And even talking about heavy stuff like that, Eddie, you still just bring my heart's joy.
Hey, Eddie. Hey, Eddie. I'm glad to see your progression. I'm glad to see you moving towards doing serious stuff that's not just, but I love it, okay? Keep it up.
Yeah, I agree, man. He's getting so much better all the time. I've been telling him that, man. I see Eddie's progression.
Yo, Eddie, I don't know if you caught what just happened right there, man. Like you got two legends in the building telling you how good your work is, man. Like you gotta know that. You got to really accept that, man. We have watched you continue to grow and your work continue to go to the next level, man. And I'm telling you, it's not just me. I know I'm biased, but still, right? They're telling you what it is, man. Continue to lean into your work, right? Continue to cultivate your voice. There's only one Eddie Foreman, man. For real. Right? This cat came with one big genocide spree, right? Where is humanity? I think we all have been asking, where is humanity, right? Has history taught us nothing? Some spaces, I don't think so. The hope of freedom, right? Maybe we can sprout nonviolence. I mean, I know they're 3D printing everything else. Grow the seed of positivity, right? Chaos out, bliss within. Now that's what I'm talking about, right? Spread love, right? Spread love. Do what we can anyway. Appreciate you, Eddie, for real. All right. Coming up next. Listen, last time we got to see this beautiful view, right? There was a fire alarm going off. There were fire trucks going by because this cat's music is just so hot, man. He just starting fires, right? The one and only Bill Elkins is in the building, y'all. Listen, Bill. Listen, man. I really hope everything is cool. Good to see the building didn't burn down. It's great to see you as always, sir. Let these folks know where they can find you, please. Take it away.
Yeah. It's hopefully we don't have the noise that I had last time. I live right downtown here in Long Beach. Anyway, yes, I'm on Midwestern Bill 51 on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook, but I'm going to do an original, a song that I've performed before. I live in a high-rise, and I'm on the top floor, and I get to see downtown LA out of this window from 20 miles away, the Queen Mary over here in Long Beach Harbor, and kind of spoiled. So this song basically is a result of my vistas. Hope you like it. It's called California Sunshine Spring. Hope you like it. Wild spring flowers blossom under deep blue sunny sky. April showers nourish plus greenery ever so far and wide. Majestic snow atop our mountains melt, unveiling gray and alpine green. The mighty Pacific unleashes titanic force upon our beaches, coast, and stream. California sun burns off coastal fog, warming our mountains, desert, and land. We absorb its warmth while we play in our parks, fields, and sand. We plunge ourselves into cold waters to give our bodies an effervescent shock. We honor the night when we gaze at stars dancing to the circadian clock. What an existential treat to awaken to a springtime breeze. What an existential thrill to awaken to a springtime chill. All living things dance and sing in Mother Nature's pubescent dream. California sunshine spring, or is it Mother Nature's pubescent dream? California sunshine spring. Wild spring flowers blossom under deep blue sunny sky. April showers nourish plush greenery ever so far and wide. Majestic snow atop our mountains melt, unveiling gray and alpine green. The mighty Pacific unleashes titanic force upon our beaches, coast, and stream. What an existential treat to awaken to a springtime breeze. What an existential thrill to awaken to a springtime chill. All living things dance and sing in Mother Nature's pubescent dream. California sunshine spring, or is it Mother Nature's pubescent flame? California sunshine spring, California sunshine spring. Thank you, everybody. That's it.
I'm telling you, this dude
California
is
sunshine spring.
I told you. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Bill Elkins.
There's a real timeless beauty to that.
It's the first song I've ever heard that made me feel like I was at the top of a high rise.
Yeah.
Well, speaking from someone that lives in California, I completely endorse every word that you wrote. It was beautiful. It really was.
Honey. Thank you. Yeah, you're up in the Bay Area, right?
No, I'm in Los Angeles. I'm in Santa Monica. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Just down the coast a little bit.
Just down the coast.
Or up the coast, I should say.
Right.
Listen,
okay, thank you.
As a cat from Cali, listen, I can hear the sand, right? I can hear the waves in your song, right? And it just is like there's something about it, right? The smell of the Pacific Ocean, very different, very different from the other oceans I've come across, right? And you can just smell it, right? The fog that you mentioned, right? The spring chill that you mentioned, right? The mighty Pacific unleashes titanic force on our coast. Yeah, man. Earthquakes are no joke. Okay? No joke at all. I've lived through a few. They're no joke. All right. But there's no place. There's this, kind of like New York. There's no place like Cali. There's just no place. Thank you so much, Bill, for what you do, continuing to share it with us and sharing that incredible view of Long Beach behind you. We truly appreciate that. For real. All right. Coming up, Next, listen, this cat right here. Listen, listen. I keep saying if Eminem was a poet, it would be this dude. The way that he rocks, the way that he flows, the dedication to his lines, and his lyrical prowess, it's pretty ridiculous, man. Trust. You're about to find out. The one and only Zach Frater is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, man. Always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Well, thank you, Elemental. Thank you so much. You know, it's funny. I used to live in California. Oh, that was good. I like that. Yeah. I have a poem. Fuck. What? People out late. Bar full. 11 p.m. Techno playing. Bartender, my friend, maybe more. Small town. Tuesday night. Work tomorrow. Try my best. Lines, bathroom, worried. Someone may notice. Local cokehead. Spring, still cold. Hoodie, heat on. But too hot in morning. Like waking up, sauna, laundry, not folded. I had lots of obligation, like work, daughters, and feeling regret over how I acted. Ask bartender, give me one line, a prompt, a neon light. I see it through one blurred eye. Hear sounds and head, private party, small town bar, like one more drink. I was 10 years old. Dad stops at gate. Cows need hay. Jump out of truck. It was cold. Ran over. Barn door open. Dad sat in car. My hands didn't work. Run back to truck. Drive across bridge. Abandoned bar. Bus stop. Wrote this same poem once before. Remember, it's hard to say what it is I see in you. Angel in centerfold. Dad, one more second. Ace of base. I saw a sign. Alanis Morissette. Pill, jagged, raw. Give me fast car. Drive away. Please, Dad. No school today. Bus shows up. Get on. Past orchards. Shadow Mountain. Dad didn't believe I rode my bike all the way to Lost Lake. Well, you can bury me. Spread ashes. Oregon boy. Orchards, lakes, river, cliff jumping, kiteboard, skateboard, parking lot drinking sessions. Supposed to be at school. Showed up, PE class, first thing in morning. Ran mile, fastest in class. Left right after. Didn't want to be there. I like sunshine. By myself, pedal bike, far away. 100-mile, only moonlight. Show up home. Dad asked, where you been? Well, I rode out to Doofer and back. Dad said, over the mountain? I said, yeah. I slept all day. I was tired. I think I was expressing pain. Let it out like scribble in notebook, middle of the day. Homesick. Burned myself just for fun. Scars on body. Broke bones. Asking God, can you make wind blow? Strike me down. I just want to hurt. Pain, suffer. Can we talk about fermentation? Wine, alcohol, all those handed down traits, nature or nurture, truth, lie. Like one time, Dad scolded me. I ran away from fight. First and last time. Square up. Don't want Dad to be disappointed again. Yesterday, rain, watch, fist, fly, ask me, tears in eye. Words come out, competitive spirit. It's just you. Need about 10 of you. Hopefully, I don't know. Dad, I hope, feel, I hope. Dad, hear me. Sad, Dad, I really hope. Hope. I hope you are proud. Your little boy turned out.
I told you, man. That cat's an enigma. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Zach Frater.
Man, such primal.
Martin Niemöller.
Just
say that again.
No idea what language that was or who spit that out. No idea. But interesting.
Martin Niemöller.
That was my bad. That was totally my bad. I apologize. I was gonna read a poem where that name I say, and so I was trying to learn it on YouTube. I'm sorry. Zach, as always, I love listening to you so much. I was like Tracy Chapman and Alanis Morissette and all these things in one spot, and like always the way you deliver and the, like the intimate stuff you give us. I love it so much every time.
Just the depth of what that relationship between child and father entails. This, oh my
Yeah,
God.
I was thinking the same exact thing, and how however many years go by, you can go right back there at any time. You think you're over it, but you're just not. It was beautiful. It really was meaningful.
Also great how you're performing with the body language, Zach. And I don't know if you noticed the hand, like I was like, damn, that is good,
Yeah.
And Zach, by the way, thank you for being with us in Zoom last week at the Final Friday Slam, for sticking all the way to the end, and for rocking in the Twilight open mic like after midnight here on the East Coast. Zach, you're always appreciated. Good poetry, powerful, powerful.
Indeed. Listen, there's nothing better than hearing from your colleagues and letting them know that you're heard, right? We write so many things, right? And we keep some of those to ourselves, but when you do decide to share them and your colleagues let you know that they hear you, man, that is only fuel to the fire to keep writing, right? And the way that you write, there's no one that I know that writes like Zach Frater, and that's a great thing, right? It doesn't come off as anybody else's work. It doesn't mimic anybody else's work. It's all yours, right? You said I wrote this same poem once before. Sometimes it has to go. Sometimes it comes back, right? The Hulk said, "How can you just turn it on?" He said, "Because I'm always angry." Right? Kind of like Bonnie said, right? It's easy to go right back to it because you never forget it, because you carry it. You know what I mean, he said Ace of Base and Alanis Morissette. Like, who knew? Who knew Alanis Morissette was going to make an appearance this evening? But thanks to Zach Frater, right? But you also said square up. Don't want dad to be disappointed again, right? I think so many young boys find themselves in that situation and going home with black eyes and tears in their eyes because, hey, I'm not built for this, and that's absolutely okay, man. For real. Trust me. Trust me. You'd rather punch a fighter than a poet. Oh my gosh. You punch a poet, you'll never forget about it. Ever. Just saying. Appreciate you, Zach. For real. For doing what you do, man. Continue to do it. All right. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, listen, I saw this incredible poet get down at the Final Friday Slam. For real. Came with every ounce of energy that you need to get all the way through it. And listen, they represented our community in the best of ways. The one and only Dr. Z Page is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, and congratulations on your win in the slam. It is great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you so much. That was a thrilling experience. So glad the Nuyorican puts on that programming. Elemental, you sent me like this micro flash prompt over Instagram earlier this week. A little fun competition, 20 words or less. The prompt was ink. And Finn Bell, who I don't think is here, really rocked it and got first prize, but I was in there at third. So here's mine. My trans body was forged by surgeons and tattooists, marking life's uneven timeline with jagged inken scars ripening my flesh. And here's the one that I really wanted to do today. Some new shit. My ex dreamt of collecting stamps on passports like they're sports for the wealthy. However, sorry to disappoint her, this is another type of story. Because in the 20 teens, I was finally buying our entitlement when executives fired me for finding out I'm trans and claimed every last cent from our retirement. Being poor just fueled her hatred of me, so I packed my suitcase. I lived in my car for a week while I searched apartments, all because she began to hit me. Was I too greedy to believe people would love the new me? My parents still liked her more. They keep torturing me. The hurt of my own mom scolding, I hate who you've become. Father, you have every reason to be angry at her. They wouldn't do this if they consider me their daddy's daughter. They grieve their boy for years after he disappeared. He's gone. Our old life is gone. What we expected is gone. It's all gone, even if our son is still here. Already she doesn't let me see him, and yet I'm too afraid to upset her and risk parental exclusion. So I stayed in our small town to be close, and she still wouldn't let him sleep in my home, droning on about how she thought I would have sex in front of him. It was painful because every local knew our business and called me a celebrity. I hate how my gender identity killed the image of our quiet family. There was loud fighting across streets where people harassed me for being different. I'm sure they thought I was a deviant. Becoming a gay divorcee wasn't worth it. I moved to the city because I thought affirming sex would be a panacea for my issues. Yet I cry into tissues I use to wipe my own juice because I am alone. I'm so absurdly lonely while walking up the streets up Broadway, strolling without a baby stroller. At night, I stand over the rails blocking the drop into the Hudson to reach for the bridge I know my boy lives across from. My passport now displays my new name and gender, but it's locked away in a drawer because I don't travel anymore. They won't even let a woman examine me in airports because they think I bring a dick tucked between my ass cheeks to the TSA checkpoint. Fine. I'll carry my own carry-on suitcase and pull out the heels I bought the day I signed our awfully long divorce papers. I'll initial all my actions because I'm fabulous. They'll call me drag and drama, but all I hear is queen. My passport remains an empty shell, but what I gained isn't forgettable. I'm me, no matter how unlovable. And that's something I'll put my fucking stamp on.
Thank you.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dr. Z. Hey!
I can't even. That was so great.
Yeah, next time you should take it up a notch or two, you know?
I literally just got chills. I'm speechless.
How do you,
I can't.
how do you really feel about that, man? I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
Just unbelievable.
Thank you.
Yeah, the lesson there, you taught everybody to stand up and just say, I'm fabulous.
Yo.
Yeah, tell them why you're mad.
Yeah, this is beyond
Tell them why you're mad.
Yo.
You are fabulous, let's face it.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about that, right? There's no doubt about that. Listen, oh my goodness. When you state matter of fact, like it feels like it grew from the ground when you state matter of fact, right? Because there is no wavering in what you're saying, right? There is so much realism. There's so much effort. Like like veins are attached to your work when you rip, right? People said she said she began to hit me. Listen, that struck me, right? Listen, that struck me. They've grieved their boy for years. That's gotta be a tough one, right? My gender identity killed the image of our quiet family. Damn. Now strolling without a baby stroller, right? All I hear is queen. Here I am, and I'm me, no matter how unlovable. Listen, there's only one of you, right? So it's not just astronomical thinking that no one can understand you because you are one of one, right? There's nothing to say, oh, Dr. Z Page is like this, or they're like this. There's only one. So yes, people are gonna struggle to deal with you. That's their problem. Sounds like a you problem, not a you problem. Continue to do what you do. You're pretty dope. Thank you for sharing it with us. All right. Coming up next. Listen, this poet right here. Listen, she puts in work, folks. For real. She puts in work, and her pen works in the best of ways. Trust. The one and only Bonnie Soloway is in the building, y'all. Let these folks know where they can find you, Bonnie. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you so much. I'm on all social media, as I always say. I transferred to Blue Sky rather than Twitter. We'll see what happens with that. This came from back when Trump started the rumor of the cats and the dogs, and I just couldn't settle in on where that all came from. So then I read something that I thought kind of fit in. So anyway, it's a short one. It's called The Accident Scapegoats. August 2023, an unlicensed driver of Haitian descent goes 60 round a curve, meandering over the center line, causing a school bus driver to swerve. The bus moved onto the shoulder, but the van kept closing in, sideswiping a bus full of children before their first day of school would begin. The bus rolled down an embankment, landing on its roof, backpacks strewn all over. The scene was so confused. 26 children walked away fine. 26 were treated. They all survived. An 11-year-old boy named Aiden, the only one to die. Some tragedies have an inflection point. Not easy to predict. America loves a scapegoat and can arrive there mighty quick. We remember 9/11, 2001, that horrendous World Trade Center year, after which American Muslims became the target of mistrust and fear. So it was in Springfield. Racist yarns began to spread against all Haitian people, foreboding acts of dread. Aiden's family blamed the at-fault driver, not an entire race. They begged the community to stop. What they got was the untenable disgrace of hate. Thus came the Proud Boys and neo-Nazis to Springfield. Thus came death threats to Aiden's family, to Haitians, and the mayor. Thus came over 30 bomb threats to hospitals, churches, and schools. Thus birthed the dog-cat false narrative 8 months later, the following June. White supremacy is nothing new. Like a justified bully, it rides into town, shoveling vitriol out of its mouth, burying truth deep, deep underground. Aiden's father's last lament seemed to come right from his heart. He wished the driver of the bus had been an older white man from the start. Is this what America's come to, or have we always been this way? Civilizations conquered, killed, or enslaved by mankind's hard-on for scapegoat blame. Thank you.
Damn. They're hard on for scapegoat. Like, come on. Oh, mute yourself. Give it up for Bonnie Soloway.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Absolutely incredible. As a Haitian woman myself, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank you,
saying
Bonnie.
what we weren't able to say.
I
Thank
was blown away. I'm so glad you liked it. I'm still blown away by the whole thing.
Nice work, Bonnie. Nice work.
You do the
That
work.
last
You do the
line was
work.
the bomb.
Thank you.
I love how we're all fighting injustice here with poetry. So thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, everyone thus far. Amazing.
Being
Powerful.
a good ally, that's just important.
That's right.
Thank you.
We all need to be supportive of each other in every way that we can, right? Challenging isms, forcing them to change, right? Because we are agents of change, right? It's part of our call as artists, as creatives. I love how you tell your your stories and then wrap them into poetry and then make them stories. Like this is something that I never really understood about terrorism. Um, they send bomb threats to hospitals, churches, and schools. I never understood that, right? Whether it's supremacists or terrorists, and sometimes supremacists or terrorists. I just never understood that. Burying truth deep underground, right? I think it's again part of our charge to expose those things, right? To make sure they can't bury the truth underground, right? To make sure that it doesn't go unheard, right? Just as much as they want the tanks rolling in the streets, we have to make sure our voices are louder, right? Thank you, Bonnie, for being one of those voices, right? As our illustrious friend Gustav Megas would say, got to start some good trouble, right? And we are just those folks to do just that. Thank you, Bonnie. All right, one more artist and we'll go to halftime. Coming up next, Brooklyn in the building. This artist has come through and just continued with her incredible storytelling. Listen, her unique voice is something that you got to respect. The one and only Mark Kenzie is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
You can find me here. Just so you know, the poem that I have is mostly in is in my language, my primary language, and the second part is in English. Okay. Reste avec, ti Saint-Anise, malheureuse, misérable, sans honte, malhonnête, yon vieux poupée poil, plein poussière, tout sale, déchiffré, poussé à côté, pas joindre personne pour consoler. Marcher pied à terre, lever, faire café, aller dans le marché, acheter charbon, cuite, préparer manger, l'huile brûler, mel fin fond dans laver, foubi chaudière bien clairé, matin, nuit, la journée, pote bo kit qui vête sous tête, yore l'el vicié, mel dormi sans souper, yo frappé et brisé, pata swell, tout ceinturon, fait danser, li crié sans arrêter, li relè amoué, Jésus sauvem, li gen malin tout côté, yo violel, abandonnel, fait méchanceté, petite mette et maîtresse là, caressé, gâté, dépassé, à l'école bien mangé, maman yo bien maquillé, bien habillé, al nan fête, al célébrer, ti Saint-Anise dol tout cassé, rete derrière pour le nettoyer. Reste avec, to live with. In Haiti, child domestic servitude is rampant. Parents and orphans are exploited, promised an education in exchange for domestic service, yet become enslaved. Approximately 300,000 Haitian children, or 1 in 15, are enslaved. T. Saint-Anise, Cinderella, minus the godmother, pumpkin carriage, prince, glass slipper, and happy ever after. She is the very dust she sweeps, the ground a second ceiling. She is skilled, yet serves no purpose, brings shame and disgrace onto her very face. A rag doll, broken, ruined, ravished. She stays in her place and cries every day. This is no life to live. Thank you.
I'm telling you, that work is coming this evening. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Markencia.
That was great. And it was great to hear it in your language. No, I don't think anybody should ever apologize for that. And to hear the both even
It's
better.
in Haitian Creole.
Yeah,
By the way.
it's just wonderful.
And I'm glad someone here speaks Creole as well. So if she wants to, she can speak to that.
Yeah, never apologize for that here. There's just something about the ways, the uncountable ways humans have evolved their language. So when you're a person like me and you hear a language you never really hear, that just brings a level of reality you haven't reached before in your own life to hear that. And it's about as grounding and perspective widening an experience as a person could have. And so, really, thanks for bringing that culture here. New Yorican Poets Cafe. If you can't say it here, where can you say it?
That's for sure.
Let's go. The echo just made it that much more, right? The echo just made it that much more. He's absolutely right. We will hear from the Jedi Master this evening. Listen, Markencia, he's absolutely right. Never apologize for speaking your native tongue, ever, right? I implore you to do it more, right? To pay homage to the folks who came before you, who taught you the language, who brought the language for carried it long enough for you to learn it, right? It's fantastic. It's a beautiful language, right? And I love what he said, right? It does give us a bit of perspective that, just because America loves English, it's not the only language. It's not the only way to communicate on planet Earth. There's probably about 10 different languages that could be spoken in this room tonight, right? With all the folks in here, there's probably about 10, right? But I love how you brought attention to something that really, really means something to you. And this is what it's about, right? It's about fighting these types of injustices, right? 1 in 15 are enslaved. Come on, that's just not okay, right? 1 in any number being enslaved is not okay, right? Promised education for domestic servants. Come on, come on, right? Cinderella minus the godmother. Woo! Listen, you start tap dancing on people's fairy tales. They don't like that, right? But I love how you bring it right back to them, right? You think it's a fairy tale? It's not. It's actually a horror story. Appreciate you, Markencia, for doing what you do, for real. Listen, before we move on, I am going to pass it to the dopest tech in the Zoom verse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, a.k.a. RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be all the way up in the BX. What's good, Ron? How you feeling this evening?
Feeling okay, zooming in from the Bronx, New York City, from a very windy, cold, almost winter East Coast here. But yes, I second everything that was said, and we want to hear more of our different languages. Fighting injustice, as I would say in German, which is my mother language, it would say Kampf gegen Ungerechtigkeit, fighting injustice. So that was my contribution. So, but yeah, great theme as always. Great, everyone coming here, and fighting our fight through poetry, storytelling, and song. We appreciate all of you. Thank you also everyone who was able to be with us online in Zoom a week ago on Thanksgiving evening. As well as on the following day, the Final Friday Slam. Dr. C. Page, congratulations. You made it to the second round in the Final Friday Slam, and then came back to the New Regan Bowery Slam this past Monday and made it to the second round. And I'm not kidding you, people here in the audience, guys. She, and I don't want to say the word lost, but she was the runner-up to the winner by literally 0.1 difference. That was the difference between the winner and Dr. C. Page in the second place. If you missed that, we actually have live streamed the second round of our New Regan Bowery Slams on Mondays via our Instagram profile at New Regan Poets Cafe. So you can even watch the recording if you go to our Instagram page in case you missed that. But yeah, we're going to continue our New Regan Bowery Slams Monday, 6:30 p.m. at the Bowery Poetry Club. Even though our New Regan Poets Cafe building itself is still closed, being reconstructed and renovated by New York City, we are continuing both our online and in-person events throughout New York City and other places. We've been to New Jersey, we've been to Puerto Rico. We're going to go wherever we are welcome to be had, and we look forward to continue bringing your events. Now, as Elemental and I mention every Thursday here, usually our Monday winners from the Poetry Slam move on to the final Friday Slam at the end of the month. But this month, December, is the end of the year. So instead, all 11 monthly Final Friday Slam winners will be competing in the Grand Slam, our annual Grand Slam. And we were able to procure our venue for this December 27th, 9:30 p.m. at the Apollo Stages at the Victoria Procope Theater. That's in Harlem on 125th Street in New York City. If you can make it to that one in person, come on out. We would love to have you and see our 11 winners compete against each other. And those who are winning the Monday Poetry Slams this month at the Bowery Poetry Club, no worries, we're not forgetting about you. You will automatically be entered to compete in our January Final Friday Slam next month, which will be January 31st, back at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater. So we look forward to everyone there competing as well. So again, you can get your tickets to the Grand Slam, which is an in-person event, not virtual like the Final Friday Slam last week. You can either go to newregan.org/Grand Slam. That page automatically links you to the Ticketmaster page at the Apollo Theater, and you can get your ticket there. And by the way, tickets are already going fast, so try to get your ticket if you happen to be in New York City. Again, we would love to have you there. By the way, it is hosted by Tony McPherson and sounds DJ Luna Rosa. I and my programmed colleagues will be in the tech area helping you out, on the operational end. And oops, sorry, I forgot to let the newcomers know I am Ron Mark Thompson, one of the program and operation team members at the New Regan Poets Cafe. So welcome everyone. If, however, you want to try your luck, Giving Tuesday was 2 days ago. This is actually our first time this year. The New Regan Poets Cafe is participating in Giving Tuesday. And that basically means if you have a little extra money to spare, give it to your favorite non-for-profit organizations. And we hope that the New Regan Poets Cafe is one of them. You can go at any time, even though Tuesday is already passed, to our page, newregan.org/contribute. You can click there to make a tax-deductible donation. And until December 20th, if you do donate and you enter the Giving Tuesday in the donation notes, you will then also be automatically added to the raffle to win one of 2 tickets for the Grand Slam. So I encourage you to, donate. And by the way, every $5 gets you 1 entry. So if you donate $10, you're going to get 2 entries in the raffle. If you donate $50, that will give you $10 entries in the raffle. So again, if you want to participate, make sure to put Giving Tuesday in the raffle. Only those will be entered in the raffle. And I also want to say thank you to everyone else here. We run the donation report every week, and we noticed that many of you, when you get your free tickets for the signups for the online open mic, you also donate on the side. So we appreciate everyone, because all of your money is being put right back to good use. We are a non-for-profit organization, so the money goes to obviously our Zoom here, our live streaming, our operation costs, venue rentals, staff costs, so everything that we need to pay for. Luckily, the construction that's already the building construction is already being handled by New York City. They gave us a grant for this, but every extra dollar in addition to that will certainly keep us alive to continue bringing you both ticketed and free tickets. So on that note, here are 2 ticketed events. Every first Wednesday of the month, the Women Orator Wednesday. We just hosted one yesterday with Felicia Cade at the Lois Cider Center, and every second and fourth Wednesday of the month, Saul Preem hosts the open mic at the Lois Cider Center at 9th Street, which is not far from where the New Regan Poets Cafe is. And if you didn't get a chance to come in person, if you go to our YouTube channel, those are also live streamed. You cannot perform online, but you can see and listen to the performers. So if you go to our YouTube channel, you will see the past Women Orator Wednesday and Saul Preem's open mics there. Just for a note, the fourth Wednesday of this month is Christmas, December 25th. Both the New Regan Poets Cafe and the Lois Cider Center will be closed, so there will be no open mic on that date, but we will host an open mic next Wednesday and then in January. And also here we're giving you another gift. The first Wednesday of January next month falls on a Wednesday, so the Lois Cider Center is closed. So because we had such a great time with the Final Friday Slam last week after Thanksgiving, we're going to hold our first Women Orator Wednesday on January 1st, which is a Wednesday, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, online in Zoom, and we're giving tickets for free, but you are welcome to donate, of course. So come on out for this on New Year's Day, January 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern Time in Zoom. You can go to our ticket site on our calendar to get your free tickets. If you have teenagers, children, cousins, nephews, nieces, and if you're in New York City, take them to the Teen Open Mic, our collaboration with Rytopia Lab and the P&T Knitwear Bookstore, Orchard Street, which is half a block south of Houston Street, this Saturday, 5 p.m. My colleague Paul from the programs team will be there, and but we will not host it. The teenagers themselves will host it. So that's the beauty of it. It's free for teenagers. If you are a parent or caregiver, we ask that you give a little donation to Rytopia Lab to help offset their costs. But for teenagers, it's free. So come on out for that. Online this Saturday, first and third Saturday of every month, Charlie Vasquez continues teaching his Know Thyself meditation and stream of consciousness poetry workshop. This Saturday, 12 noon Eastern Time. You can get tickets on our ticket site, newregan.org/calendar. Next weekend on December 14th, which is a Saturday, the Poetry Society of New York will hold their first poetry holiday market in Brooklyn. That society, by the way, are the organizers of the annual poetry festival on Governor's Island in New York City. That is the same organization. The holiday market is free admissions. There will be many poetry organizations represented there. You can buy books, merchandise from them. We at the New Regan Poets Cafe will have a table there. It's from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Brooklyn at a place called Free Dollar Bill. And between 5 and 6 p.m. during that afternoon, our executive director, La Brewer, will be headlining a New Regan reading, and she will also bring special guest Ukba, who is one of our Slam team members from this year. Matthew Marroquin, many of you know him from our Voices and Vibes, and he has guest hosted here online at the online open mic. And Brian the Motel Guy, our newest host, who hosted an open mic in Brooklyn for us, and the summer open mics at La Sala de Pepe. And he is also known to many of us as one of the slammers on Mondays and Fridays. So come on out for this. The performance reading is free. You don't have to RSVP. You can just walk in Brooklyn on Saturday or December 14th. We do need volunteers. We had shout out to Cassidy, who helped us yesterday at Loisaida, and shout out to Brooke, who helped us on Monday at the Bowery Slam, because there are many program, tech, and operational tasks we do even during events. So if you know of anyone, or if you yourself are in New York City, we appreciate volunteers. You can scan the QR code, or in the Linktree chats that I put in the chat, you can also sign up there. So one last time, neoregan.org/contribute. You can send your donations via credit card. Again, we appreciate every dollar counts to help keep bringing you programming. And for all of our other links, Linktree /New Regan Poets Cafe. There you can find our social media pages. If you are not yet signed up for our newsletter, you can sign up there as well. So everything that you may need to know, including, one more time, if you want to sign up, if you want to purchase a ticket, and not sign up, but purchase a ticket for our Grand Slam, you can get that on our Linktree, or just go straight to neoregan.org/Grand Slam, and it will be there. All right, you heard enough from me. It is not about me, it is about our wonderful performers. So before Elemen2al comes back to the virtual stage here, our next performer is none other than Ngoma Hill, aka Baba Ngoma, and this is his book here. I didn't come here to tap dance, but he did come here to give us another wonderful round of performance. Baba, welcome back. Happy December. We're glad to have you here. The floor is all yours. Go ahead.
Bong, 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 ba-da-ba-dum, bong, 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 ba-doo-ba-dang, dang, 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 bong, 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 bong. Epigraph. Recent statistics reveal that 2 out of every 3 black males between the ages of 20 and 29 are incarcerated, on parole, or on probation. This poem is dedicated to them. I'm in a recovery program from Western civilization. Once they gave me that social security number, I knew how Jews felt in Auschwitz. I wasn't even asked. They said, you're a citizen, pay us, vote for us, call it democracy or starve, punch the clock, all worth is by the hour, time is gold, and he who defines wins. The unemployment line's grow faster than cancer on a prostate. The welfare line is shorter than no paycheck. Life gets uglier than a boil on a redneck's neck. The talk shows blame everything on the economically disadvantaged. The mayor says move if you can't find a job. Fascism rises like a silent fart, quiet but deadly. Negroes act like ostriches. Panhandling is illegal. City Hall fans the flames on the battlefield race. But whatever happened to the government for all the people? And did you vote to lose your job? Does repression really breed resistance, or is this just some mad fantasy? All I know is the fat cats got their hooks in me. And I sure wish 1 million black men in atonement on the White House lawn had done much more than trample the grass. Especially in Washington, the District of Columbia, the last plantation, an apartheid colony in this US of A, where the citizens have no vote. And by the way, South Africa, now that you can mark an X on the ballot, can you spend it? Can you take it to the bank where the Krugerrand rules is much, much more than a US dollar bill? And did you get your fill? And did you get your land back? Does democracy really hold the keys to freedom? She's incarcerated in the criminal injustice system, a very criminal system of justice. She's sitting on a $125,000 cell on death row with life without parole. You know freedom. She's stamping out license plates and sewing blue jeans, breaking rocks on the Alabama chain gang for 3 cents a day, got a master's degree in economics and is doing life for being the truth. Damn, does it seem like slavery's in style again? What a brother know. There are no more doors for spooks to sit by. Gonna see my sweet honey baby. Huh. Gonna break this chain on a rock. Gonna lay down somewhere shady. Lord, Lord, show is hotter than the sun. Well, hold it now, hold it now, hold it steady right here while I hit it out. Well, I reckon that ought to get it. Been working, Lord, Lord, working. And I still got so terrible long to go.
That shit I'm talking about, baby. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Baba Ngoma.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Fucking bravura of delivery, man. Just knocked me out.
And
love the
even without yes,
Love that
without
ending,
instruments, still powerful, you know, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
So listen, you know, when you come through, as I say all the time, it's an experience when you come through, God, for real, because and I appreciate you, Ron, right? You know the deal now, right? The cat did not come here to tap dance, 100%, right? But he did come to enlighten us, right? And the sound of that, right? The sound of that was welling up in here, right? You hear those boots marching, right? My pops used to call them stormtroopers with jack boots, right? You hear that. You can hear that in his voice, right? Talking about unemployment lines, right? Government for all the people. What happened to that? Fascism rises like a silent fart. Yeah. Right? Wish that all those brothers would have done much more than trample the grass, for sure. Right? Did you get your land back? Criminal system of justice. Stuck on the Alabama chain gang for 3 cents a day. Hey, it called the new plantation. Learn about it, for real. Appreciate you, God, for doing what you do as well as you do it and still doing it well and sharing it with us. Truly, truly appreciate you. Listen, folks, I would be remiss if I didn't show love to this dude over here, man. Make sure you all show your love to RMT. That cat, he is the dude, man. We wouldn't be rocking without RMT and all he does. Appreciate you, Ron. Truly, man. All right, let's keep it going, folks. Coming up next, listen, this incredible storyteller continues to come through. Author of Mirror Mirror, author of Sapulti, author of some new coming soon at you. I like to call this cat the Vincent Price of poetry. The one and only Ike Waltz is here. Let these folks know where they can find you, Ike. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
This piece is based on Sent in the Clowns, lyrics by Judy Collins, song by Stephen Sondheim. Yes, mine is a song of a citizen who is too upset and too angry to sing. Meaning, he is to regurgitate foolish jokes for a very long time. And finally, we recognize Barbie on the reality screen competing with the atomic bomb, it seems. Isn't it time? Are we aware? Someone talks change. Is this a new reality or just a fake game? Do we really care? Send in the Barbies. Isn't it bliss? Don't you approve? One who kept shouting it out and one who can't even see. Where's Barbie? Please, send in the Barbies. When I came to the land of the free, finally succeeding, then my dream faced up with Barbie. searching for that hollow meaning of change with my usual despair, unsure of what I might find. Yet, little evolution, but a lot of shit is in the air. Don't you love farce? Not Bobby's fault, I fear. I thought that we had learned what we learned. Sorry, my dear. Nothing changes the Barbies, just cute-looking Barbies. Look at all of us. Yes, we are, right here. Isn't it time? Are we aware? Let's make America great again, but for whom nobody will share. Are you woke? Do you really care? Media in heat covered is their every vow. This monstrous freak reality show is our ultimate treat. Hatred, Twitter X, money, 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 speaking by this stormy honey bunny. Euphoria and regret, and I can't sleep. Oh yes, Barbie wants to be fucked. Over and over, fornication excites in media's lucrative, brutal, soggy bed. As for me, just don't you forget it. Mine is mine, yours is mine, as long as I can get it. So why should I care? Health care is only a poor man's survival scare. Oh yes, corruption is legal, loopholes can't be fined, rich men's taxes are undefined. Let's build that Mexican razor-bladed wall, 1989 miles sideway, tall, and with a bit of wit, you dig right under it. Isn't it great again? Two parties in permanent disarray, hooray, hooray, wow! Insurrection, now scary, Barbenheimers, after all, or Barbie fooled us again? Kiss, kiss, Russian bliss, Putin has pretty girls for us all. Sleep well, Ukraine will tell. The many dead, collateral damage will never fail. No time for Israel and Palestine. So good night, America, nighty night. Sweet dreams, warm feet. Stuck your thumb, indict, convict, indict. Yet without any prison time in sight. Come on, isn't it fun to piss off Barbie? What do you think? Or do we even think at all? Last but not least, let me share my secret with America. I agree with Jimmy Fallon, who said, do you seriously consider not to vote for Trump again? I also agree with Bill Maher, who realized only yesterday's night that our MAGA fascination is based on Barbie, equipped with those atomic pink, explosive tits. A little bit of recent history. I wrote this just before Obama was elected, yet updated only yesterday. Thank you.
You know, it takes time for slugs to catch up. You know, it takes time. Dude, just so give it up for Ike. Whoa!
Mike, doing the work, Ike, doing the work.
Yeah, you see, there's no separation between the cultural artifacts like Barbie and all this grotesque oppression. And you just wove that out into the open so beautifully with your trademark sarcasm that has this sweet undertone.
Yeah, that's the best part, is the way it's delivered in that way of just like you said.
I heard bring out the Bobbies when you first said it. I thought you were talking about the cops, and you know, I saw there was a different angle there.
The Bobbies, yeah.
Right. No.
What I heard lately, somebody made this quip: when a clown gets into the castle, it doesn't become king. The castle becomes a circus.
Right.
Oh.
Right. I hear that too.
Yeah.
That was really important work. We all have so much work to do.
Absolutely, absolutely, folks.
Thanks,
And I thank you for all reminding everybody that this is what we have to do, right? Again, and this is what injustice is about. This is what fighting injustice looks like and sounds like, right? All these folks making sure that we can see what's happening. Again, part of our charge. We're supposed to do this, right? We're supposed to remind people, right? Listen, I still don't know why they did that. Why release Barbie and Oppenheimer at the same time? Are you comparing atomic bombs to Barbie? Like you know what I mean? It's just it's pretty incredible, how they do what they do. Nothing changes the Barbies. Right. Right. Listen, did he say media in heat? Like, come on. just looking for some shit. Mine's is mine, yours is mine, as long as I can get it. Right? Right. It's just, it's normal, right? It's kind of like English in this country, right? Greed is just a part of our lexicon because that's what they lead with. Appreciate you, Ike, for doing what you do, for being one of the dopest storytellers I know, man. Truly, truly. All right, coming up next. Listen, we have been waiting on you to come through. I am glad that you made it. Listen, without telling us an exact location, please tell us where you are plugging in from this evening.
I'm from New York, but I currently live in Jersey. So yeah.
Big up Jersey in the building. Listen, we truly appreciate you coming through. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. I don't know where you've been, but you finally found it. Welcome. Let these folks know where they can find you and how we can all connect with you and remind you, hey, it's Wednesday night. You need to sign up for Thursday. Welcome. Please take it away.
Thank you. I'll put my socials and stuff in the chat after. So my poem is called Becoming. I wrote this about 3 weeks ago. And yeah. I stand at the edge of who I was. A girl shaped by whispers and wounds, taught to shrink beneath the weight of the world, to blend into the shadows where they wouldn't look. But I am more than silence, more than the names they gave me, more than the skin they fear yet envy. Each day, I shed a piece of their expectations, peeling back the layers of too much, too bold, too loud, too black, too woman. My hair grows like protest, twisting and turning towards the sun, refusing to be tamed. My voice rises like a hymn, untangling centuries of no and weaving them into a single defiant yes. I walk through a world that demands my erasure, yet I leave traces wherever I go. Footprints of resilience on broken glass, poems carved into the marrow of my bones. I am the storm and the stillness, the rage and the healing, the daughter of survivors who learned to thrive. They call me too much. But I am not enough for their boxes, too vast for their cages, too bright for their dull gaze. I am becoming a revolution in flesh and spirit, a black woman ready to soar beyond their reach. Poem. Thank you.
Listen, that's how you show up and show the hell out, ma'am. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Kayla Dudley.
Oh, you have to keep coming back here now.
Yeah, that was hot.
Just yes. That's yes.
That was hot. That was hot. That was hot. That was hotness.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
beautiful.
Three
It was
times,
great.
3 times. That's a triple hot.
Welcome.
Yeah, every line had such a strong message.
Welcome,
that
Kayla.
you really delivered that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the delivery was also balanced between really powerful and really tender at the same time. But the clarity and the confidence is kind of what shot through the middle. I loved it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Welcome.
I'll put all my socials in the chat. So thank you again, y'all.
Yeah, just come back again.
Oh, I will. I promise.
Okay.
Listen, there are a few traditions that used to rock with us. We used to pop the cherry baby, pop the cherry baby. Shout out La Bruja. Listen, but I will tell you, ma'am, that you have just, politely kind of fucked up. Because now you have to be here every Thursday. Because now you are rocking with the greatest community in the world. And for you to show up like that, listen, right? Too much, too bold, too black, too woman. Yo, Yo, I stand on the edge at the edge of who I was. Come on. Poems carved into the marrow of my bones. They call me too much. You're right. You're right, I'm too much. Messing around is gonna be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 much. Listen, appreciate you for coming through. Shout out Jersey in the building. Make sure you fall through every Thursday. Woo-hoo. For real, that was dope. For real, appreciate you. All right, coming up next, this incredible poet continues to come through. I believe this also was a cat who came through the final Friday and stayed into the Twilight open mic. The one and only Alan Gary in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
And it's always great to be here. Anybody can check me out and say hi, and I'll say hi back to you. My Facebook page, it's always open. All the posts are there, and you can learn about me, and I'll learn about you. Well, tonight's theme has been about justice and lots of other good stuff, but I'd like to present a piece to put a smile on people's faces. Since this month of December, over 37 holidays around the world are happening. Now, a lot of people know about the night before Christmas, but I'd like to give the other side of the story. My piece is The Night Before Darkness. 'Twas the night before darkness when all through the lair not a being was waking, 'cause no one did care. The receptacles were slung by the hole in the wall there, in hoping someone could ease this despair. The orphans were cramped, all painful in their heads, while visions of emptiness remained in their stead. And foster mama in her rags and I with my snap had unsettled futures with no hope, perhaps. When out on the pavement there rose a great cacophony, shredding our dreams into a mockery. Away to the basement I hid like a bad rash, tearing open the pustules, displaying them like a sash. The streetlight on the grime of the cold, bitter snow gave the specter of midnight to trash down below, when what to my hopeless heart should even appear, 8-armed killers who had not a care. With a scarred getaway driver, so callous and mean, I knew in a moment it was not Mr. Clean. More quickly than pit bulls, his minions they came, and he bellowed and cursed and called them vile names. Now loser, now runner, now isolator, now and pimp, and wife beater and assaulter on dunce cap and Hades, to the top of the alley, get the fuck away, fuck out of here all. As disease before the stormfest begins, when they meet with a challenge, they commit sins. So up to the rooftop where those minions got high, with a bucket full of hate, those 8 not so wise guys. Then in a twinkling of a moment, I spied killing of dreams through my very eyes, as I retreated into my shell, oh so fearfully. Up through the sewers, the Antichrist abound. He was adorned all in ooze, from his horns to his hooves. And what little he wore offered sight to his sores. A bundle of hatred emanated from his back, while his front was more menacing, if you can believe that. His eyes belied his soul, how engulfing and false. His visage hid a trap, like a hangman with a noose. His unfunny smile was upturned to ensnare. His outlook on life was to demean without a care. The narcotics he espoused, he too used in our house. He was hard and dangerous. I spit when I saw him. He was totally heinous. A glare of his eye and a leer of his look soon reinforced my belief in my fear and my dread. He said nothing to me, but went straight to his dirty work. He stole my laughter and heart and called me a jerk. He shoved his finger in my nose while giving me his middle finger. Up from his abyss he quickly arose. He fled to his hearse, to his posse he yelled. They got the hell out of there while my high-held hopes fell. I heard him exclaim as he disappeared from sight, darkness to all and have a bad night. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about. Take what people know, throw it in the blender, and spit it back at them. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Alan Gary.
Bravo, bravo. I just love how we're disguising our words today and saying what we're trying to say, though, to the poetry. So good job, Ella.
Like your delivery, Alan, it was just relentless.
Thank you.
Absolutely, right. I love when artists, and I say this a lot to my partner, right? I love when artists don't let your audience off the hook, right? And your cadence and your flow and your wordplay, you do just that, right? You keep your audience's attention the entire time, right? Listen, it was the night before. 'Twas the night before darkness. I just love that. Now, the names though, right? The names, just those are beautiful, right? Fuck out of here, all. Like I love that, man. Seeing the killing of dreams through my very eyes, like. Listen, that could easily be kids from the hood when they're watching the Santa tracker on the news, right? You know how they do during Christmas, the Santa tracker, and some kids in the hood are just like, "Where is he gonna come to our house, mommy?" It's like, nah, Santa don't have that kind of insurance. He don't have ass whooping insurance to come to the hood. Appreciate you, man, for real, for doing what you do. Seriously, man, that was a heavyweight one. Thank you for that. All right, let's keep it going, folks. Coming up next, listen, this gentleman, man, again, another eloquent writer. This dude is author of The Impromptu of Love of Music. This incredible gentleman is about to take you on a journey through nature that you didn't know you needed. The one and only Ray Whitaker in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Thank you, Elemental. And I'm not taking anybody on a walk in the woods tonight. So I've got two pieces for you, and one of them turned the Wayback Machine on to when I was a respiratory therapist in the hospital, which I did for maybe too long, but 34 years, and it's called Communion. She had surgery 2 days before. She'd waited a little too long before seeking relief, I think. Even the best cardiovascular surgeon there in the coronary care unit performing, reconnecting her circumflex artery on his best day could only do so much for her. Damage there just too profound. So sitting in bed with her nurse's help, she rolled her eyes back and died. Code Blue called out over the hospital, and as if out of the woodwork, the response team appeared. 2 respiratory therapists, 4 resident docs, a covering cardiologist, her nurse, the code team pharmacist, unit secretary to keep the timeline, an anesthesiologist who was just wandering by, and a partridge in a pear tree. No time to delay, the team assembled around the common cause of resuscitation. Fresh post-ops like this gal are cause for long code blues. One never really knew if it was for the patient or the chest cutter's sake. At least her nurse was in the room when she attempted to leave this earth. Patient life extended or surgeon reputation? Sometimes both the same, a resulting no-holds-barred, dogged determination. All airway cleared, ambu breaths given, chest compressions started, intubated. This went on for what seemed like hours, far more than the actual 28 minutes. All our talents used with the intensity of it all there in our major teaching hospital. She just laid there, body moving with the compressions, looking like she was doing a regular jerky dance there on the hospital bed, when one of the RTs, not bagging her at the time, reached into his pocket, brought out a roll of Necco wafers. Nobody noticed him until he began handing them out. He'd select a color of a wafer to match the team member, the scrub colors, or the color of the stethoscope tubing that team member had. The 3 seconds it took to press one in each member's hand, he looked each in the eye and solemnly said, "Time to take communion," followed by the sign of the cross. Do this in remembrance of resuscitation. Thank you.
That is indeed a walk through life, sir. You're amazing. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ray Whitaker.
Oh, yes,
I have
Ray.
another one.
I felt like I was in the room with them as they were resuscitating her or trying to resuscitate her. That was visually so realistic. It was great.
Yeah, I'm down with what Bonnie's saying, that just the details that you focused on remind me a little of, the kind of snapshot technique, but really, really potent piece.
Ray, I have been in that room many times, but I have never seen anyone offer communion the way your poem.
That's true.
Such a great point, Joski, right? First of all, just to have the experience of being in that situation is not one that people share lightly. Secondly, when you bring something different into that space, right? And again, your colleagues are telling you, like, man, like how you put us in that place, right? We could all hear the machines. We could all smell, right? The rubber, the plastics. Like that's incredible, sir, to get people into that space and do what you do, right? I don't know how you do it, sir, but I am thankful that you do and you share it with us. It's very powerful. Thank you. Thank you. All right, folks, listen. There are 4 poets left on the guarantee list, and we have one on the good luck round. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, listen, there's something about when this gentleman comes. The only cat I know who is in the allowed New Eurekan Poets Cafe anthology. He rocked with the founders. He's been doing this longer than some of us even thought about doing it, and still doing it at a high level. The Jedi Master is here, folks. The one and only Paul Skiff is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Hi, everybody. It's always a wonderful delight to be here with you. I always feel like I'm getting away with something, but don't tell that to anybody because I don't want them to stop me from getting away with it. It's gonna do a really short piece and then a slightly longer piece, and because injustice that just sticks in my craw and always has. These 2 pieces are essentially provoked by the same New York City mayor. And they go back, well, this one's from, I think, around the turn of 1990. This is a short piece, The Mayor versus Humanity. Let me see if I get this cooking. Across lens of the sniper's scope, under shadow of the helicopter, through fumes from engine of the tank, over sidewalk lined with helmeted goons. I go to buy bread and water. Let the men who run this city like it was a factory for hate deny the truth of my needs. I will force them to witness and recognize hunger for dignity and reason. And this next piece has a little intro. January 1st, 1998 was a happy new year for the whole world and a tragic day for everyone who lives in New York City because at 1 p.m. the mayor was sworn in for another term, which means, among other things, 4 more years he will stay, which means, among other things, all the ultra-racist sitcoms on TV will continue to be followed by the nightly casualty report, and we will all continue to be told to hate and mistrust one another. East of Avenue A, watch your buildings go down, your green spots taken away. In 1991 on people, they use their bulldozers the same way. So all your new neighbors are going to be the kind that will say, no hablamos la lenguaje. Ellos deberían hacerse un trasplante de alma. El universo no está hecho únicamente de problemas de la clase media. Si Giulianiville es el modelo for progreso, luego the city is a room back in which not a single one of my wants is. Republicans demonstrate their love for New York City by hiring 40,000 cops to shoot down its children, while their own hideout in Catholic schools, safe and privileged. The only condos people east of Avenue B can get into are made out of cardboard. Windshield scrubbers on Houston and Broadway have gone the way of the dinosaur. Dance clubs are full of sex criminals who don't do it like Republicans or Democrats. Selling tree on the corner avoids the man with the tax. People on assistance are made to wear slave vests and push brooms in the street. That's not what police chopper bright beam search for at night over Avenue C. When the squad car cruises the block with its loudspeaker to offer 10 grand for anyone who blabs about it. The silence of El Barrio shows the city can be beautiful. For 3 whole minutes. Monocultural economics is like what kicked Arafat out of the New York City Opera. Anyone who isn't going to make 150,000 is the cause of so much civic fear. But why? But that's why in Giuliani's plan, they have already disappeared. But the universe isn't organized with taxes, business, and guns. You can't make harmony in a death factory work camp with the tragic ignorance called Republican love, where it's more important to save a sports team by making us pay for their new stadium than it is to prevent the death of one 5-year-old Lisa Izquierda. So close down a hospital, park, and train station to save enough tax money for your vacation, while the rest of the citizens come home from work on a bus full of people insulting each other. It's just Giuliani's love for the city, so don't be so stressed out while you smother. That's why every breath I take is living reminder of a political failure to get everyone to think the same way you do. I'm just visiting from another universe where politics means death and lies, death and lies, death and lies. The universe where love of well-being out of poems comes through. Mi cuerpo ha encontrado el tacto del agua, he venido a dar más. ¿Cómo me usará la luz hoy? Adulaciones materialistas. Ser humano indica errar en la nación de una persona cualquiera. Silencio física, existe algo entre el amor y yo. Libre de lo que mi cuerpo trae, las funciones de la habitación de mi mente a las consecuencias, tráelo mi vida, minúscula aparición. Transformado y respeto para el equilibrio de todas necesidades, todos de todos, de todos, de todos, necesidades. You can't put chain link around my mouth. You can't put chain link around my mouth. Won't be long before Giuliani and his freaking judges are out. Up in my mind, I'm completely free. Because equalitopia still rules where I am, right here, east of Avenue B. East of Avenue B. That gets a start. Every crack that gets a start, we should pry wide apart. Use your fingers, brain, and tongue. Yeah, come here and use your tongue. They think they won the fight, but we'll make fucking sure it is never done.
We'll make sure it's never done. They think they won. But we'll make sure it's never done. Golly. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Skip.
All right, Paul, the party has started.
Can't put a chain link around his mouth.
You can't put a chain link. Come on, man.
I love that line.
There was so every word, every line, so much truth, such an unbridled spirit, such a gift to all of us, man. Nothing but love, man. Nothing but love and courage, unapologetic. You're the man. Love you, love you, love you.
Thank you, CC. This is a poem I wrote specifically for that time, and to specifically get up on the stage inside the New Eureka Poets Cafe in 1998 at a 1 a.m. in the morning open mic and just, put it up.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
And it sounds like you wrote it yesterday for today. That's sad.
Yeah, that fight's never gonna end, it seems like, right?
No. I think one of the things that we have to do is keep pulling back from the picture that we're given and these realities and these things that live inside the narrative that we're fed that is a dichotomy of us and them and for and against. I think in order to really do the hard work, we have to pull back and see the bigger picture, the system within the system that runs the system, and then go at it from that place. Otherwise, there's this, when I die, I want to leave this one line: hate and fear required to be hated and feared in return in order to exist. And
I
sometimes
yeah, I'm
hate
feeling you, CC. That's why it's so important for you to come here and with everyone else who comes here. You know,
well,
thanks for your insights.
you're the best.
Facts. Facts. Listen, folks, listen. This is why I continue to say it's the greatest community in the world. Right? Where else can legends get together and share ideas of revolution? Right? Share ideas of clarity and truth and poetry, right? And a symphony of incredible work. This dude just does this, right? I've said before, some people do this, but we do this, right? He mentioned Giuliani. Like, listen, that dude, hey, right? He just reminds me of every other crooked politician in every other city in this country, right? It doesn't matter, right? They hire 40,000 cops to gun down its children. You could be talking about the south side of Chicago. You could be talking about LA. You could be talking about Florida. You could be talking about Texas, right? Riding down the street offering $10,000 for anyone who blabs about it, right? Save a sports team by paying for their new stadium. What the hell, right? We can't have the reparations conversation, but we can have a new stadium conversation, right? Because the baseball team is struggling because the football team hasn't made a playoff since my granddaddy had season tickets. Fuck out of here, man. Right? You think there's so much more important things that the people need than another damn sports stadium? Please. How about you take that money and actually feed people? Just saying, just saying, just saying. Crazy idea, I know. Right? Feed people. Listen, truly, truly appreciate you, Jedi Master, for all that you do. Really. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, all the way from Shaolin, Staten Island, this cat has come through before and did some work. And we are looking forward to the work that he brought today. Welcome back, the one and only Jacob Myers in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, sir. Been a while. Please take it away.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Been a minute. You can find me on Instagram at Jacob Ruben Moses at JACOBREUBEN, like the sandwich, MOSES. Got two for you tonight. One is on the theme of injustice. This is an old poem that I wrote back in 2003, so roughly like 20 years ago. It's called Two Words. With only two words, I can make a statement so infuriating that it would get me into deep trouble. As a result of using these two words, I could be subjected to ostracism, name-calling, cursing, and assault. These retributions, however, are the lesser of all evils, for speaking these two words could be the catalyst for arrest, imprisonment, and execution. Uttering these two words may be grounds for diagnosing mental instability, for surely they could not be taken seriously. And one may wonder how this duet of conjoined consonants and vowels I make reference to can be as offensive as I portray, especially after I mention that it contains no obscenities. This couplet is a sentence I use frequently. In an ideal world, there would be no punishment in using these two words. In fact, one would be praised for their exclamation, and life would be so much more productive if we show little fear in verbalizing the phrase. I disagree. Second poem I'm going to read. Second poem I'm going to read is from this anthology, New Generation Beats 2024, in which I am a pushcart prize nominee. Booyah! Lottery. My mental health is a lottery. Stability is a daily game of chance. Unknown as to whether this bingo cage will release my exhausted survival skills or my self-destructive behavior. 80 emotions contained from one heart, 66 moods released from one brain, shuffling like the wind inside a glass sphere, sometimes spinning like a centrifuge. My precious energy is hyperactive and preparing for an outburst of ear-shattering screams. Too much pressure to appear stable after emotions are released. Every day is an act of gambling where I could experience combinations of simple emotions, creating a complex inside a withered spirit. All these bouncing balls have the impact of my inner child jumping upon my back like an inflatable surface at a birthday party. I'm getting too old to appear stable to all who eventually get to know me. I do not fear violence from my enemies. I fear my mind far worse than any gangster, and my only supplemental number comes from the phone from which I call the man who sells me weed, for sometimes all it takes to soothe me is a dime bag and a lucid dream. Home.
A dime bag and a lucid dream. That's called Good Night, Sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Jacob Moses.
Wonderful. That note, I might go get my little shroomy gummies.
Wonderful.
So the last line of that first piece and the mic drop that ensued, that's heavy delivery, you know, house style. And I think you probably know this, you're going to find a very welcoming group of people when you need to make a poem about how dangerous your own mind is. That's a shared feeling among many people here.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Might as well be growing in the peligroso poppy fields around here, man. Like we just do this, right? It just, you know, like they said in the Wiz, but you know, beware the poison poppies, right? Listen, we really do this. Congratulations on the pushcart nomination, sir. Listen, I am so thankful that more and more poets are getting their recognition. So long have we just been toiling and burning up the pages and no one has been paying close enough attention, but I'm thankful that finally we are on the move, right? You said my mental health is a lottery. That's crazy. 80 emotions contained in one heart. Every day is an act of gambling. Come on, man. Right. And as the Jedi Master said, the final line in that first piece, I disagree. Can we get some more of that? Like, can you make that a condiment? Right? I disagree. Like, that's part of democracy is saying that we disagree, right? We have to have a healthy discussion about how we can make things better, folks. And guess what? Sometimes we may have to initiate that conversation. So let's do that. I appreciate you for doing what you do, sir, and sharing it with us. Shout out Staten Island, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Don't be a stranger. All right. Coming up next, listen, another new voice is in the building this evening. You have seen how we have been getting down this evening. Please tell us, without giving your address away, where in the world are you plugging in from this evening?
I am plugging in from Queens.
Queens in the building. Let's go. Let's go. New York is in the building. Come on, y'all. Listen, you have seen how we've been doing this all evening. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. I don't know where you've been. You've been writing Queens. I don't know where you've been, but welcome. You see what's going down. Listen, let these folks know where they can find you. Listen, do what you do. Take it away.
I actually don't have any poetry pages up. This is my first open mic, and I haven't posted any of my poetry like ever. I've recorded everything, I've never posted it, so I might get on that. But the name of this poem is Landline of a Scared Black Woman. And it was written only 3 days ago. Bear with me. The landline of a scared Black woman. Shit, maybe my service is dead. Hello? I said hello. Can anyone hear me? I've been waiting on this landline forever, and none of my calls seem to be getting through to you, but every once in a while, I get a hint. A tiny message in the lowest possible voice coming through the speaker holes of this landline. Do you want me to hear the message at all? The line is cut. Even when it wasn't, the messages still weren't helping. I hear you talk through the static of this landline like you care about helping me navigate this land that has never welcomed my kind. The line is cut. There's an extreme disconnect. Why speak at all if nothing you say is helpful? Why do you, senator, justice, judge, mayor, congressman, lawyer, prosecutor, expect me to believe you are here for me when everyone with your title and your suit has wronged those that have come before me? Do you think you're funny? Is this some kind of sick joke? God, I wish my vocal cords could be policy so that I could be protected from the law coming at my throat. Are you even listening to me? Or have I not piqued your interest yet? I could be willing to die for this country and still get no goddamn fucking respect. This landline has never worked. But I know that our folk songs have never failed the ones who have come before me. For the old man is waiting to carry you to freedom if you follow the drinking cord. Thank you so much.
Hold up. Like, yo, you start talking about following the drinking gourd, like I'm there for that. Yo, unmute yourself. Give it up for our newest member, Teresa Innocent.
Welcome.
I can see a slam champion coming up. That's what I see. I thought
Thank you so much.
That was great. It really was.
Thank you so much.
That was
I've been
one
writing
hell
since
of
I
a
was in middle school.
debut.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Jeez.
Wonderful.
Yeah, welcome home, Teresa.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't
Thank
get
you so
lost,
much.
you
First
know.
open mic.
Yeah, don't get lost on your way back home here again. So that was marvelous, and really liked how you know, the different ways you used your voice. Really beautifully done. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you
it was
so
like
much.
it took you about 30 seconds to like get your feet, and then you just delivered, and we were all like, wow, you know. And man, that was powerful, and I loved it.
Thank you
Welcome.
so much.
I think you should send it to Jasmine Crockett in Washington. I think she would enjoy that.
Thank you so much.
Representative from Texas. Anyway.
Yeah. Nice one, Bonnie.
So
Nice one. Listen, as the community has said, the community has spoken. You are now a member, right? And on my screen, you are sitting next to Kayla. So welcome to both of you to the greatest community in the world. Thank you. Thank you for bringing all that divine energy and sharing it with us, and with all the beautiful blowout. Listen, I can't thank you enough for the beautiful blowouts that y'all got going on. It's so, right? And then you came through and did this landline of a scared Black woman, right? None of my calls seem to be getting through to you, right? Do you want me to hear the message at all? Or was it not for me anyway? Right. You never welcomed my kind anyway. Do you think you're funny? Because you're not. Just saying, right? My vocal cords could be policy. Listen. Shout out Queens, man. Listen, this is what I'm talking about, right? We've been doing this, folks, and doing it well, but we still find a way to bring new voices in here that bring us things that we still need to hear, that let us know we still got more work to do. Thank you so much for doing what you do and sharing it with us. As a Jedi Master said, welcome home. Welcome to the Pop the Cherry. And you have fucked up too. Because now Thursday, this is your home. This is where you are. This is where you pull up. This is where you share all of that energy because we are here for it. Thank you and welcome. Greatest community in the world. All right. Listen, we are going to end the guaranteed list with the balance that we all need. This incredible artist has been rocking with us for years, man, and he continues to bring balance to our weeks. The one and only Joski C is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Joski. I've been waiting all week for this. Come on, man. Take it away.
Coming through, brother.
Sounded like a rock star as always, Joski. Come on.
Wonderful. So I heard a young girl interviewed today, and these are her words. Shadow. Kids were shot in a school today. I heard a young girl say she saw a shadow with a gun. So she said, run. She said, run. She told the little graders, run. Little graders, run. She saw the bullet go right through his stomach, through his stomach. So she said, run from the shadow with a gun. This is a song that some of you have heard before, but I play it today on December 5th, on the anniversary of my father's death. I feel like a young man whose body's grown old. Soon I'll be stripped right down to my soul. Here's to the mystery I'll soon comprehend. Join me as I lift my glass once again. Sweet red vermouth, like the juice of my youth, now forever is gone. Looking beyond, oh, time is a mystery, leaves us confused. So pour me another sweet red vermouth. I'm looking skyward, hoping to see the sweet face of Jesus smiling at me. Feeling unfettered, light as the truth. So pour me another sweet red vermouth. Surrounded by daughters, but the air feels like water. Surrounded by sons, is my work all done? Oh, may all my grandchildren find their way, God willing, to lead a good life in this world filled with strife. I'll soon be unshackled from these anchors of bone. You'll be on your own till you find your way home. And my beautiful wife, she's the light of my life. Oh, and I hate to leave, but But you know I believe a few spins of this planet, brief moments in time, till again I'll behold in this sweet bride of mine. I'll soon be unshackled from these anchors of bone, to lighter than laughter I'll fly on my own. Soon this old world to be fading from view, so pour me another sweet red vermouth. Sweet red vermouth, like the juice of my youth, now forever is gone, but looking beyond. Oh, time is a mystery we can't comprehend. How can a circle come to an end? Yes, time is a mystery, leaves us confused. So pour me one more glass of sweet red vermouth.
That resonating chord is such a damn signature. Ah, I love it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Joski C.
Really amazing. Thank you. Man, that's so good. That's so good.
What a beautiful tribute, Joski. You're amazing. Just amazing.
I wasn't sure whether to feel sad or happy, but and maybe both. But it was incredibly calming and beautiful, and I really loved that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm with Elizabeth on that. I think I have to kind of make a new adjective to be able to describe that song, Joski. The level of sublimity, and I wanted to say it made me feel satiated, but that doesn't seem like the right word. I don't know. You just had my whole soul in repose.
Oh, if anybody could come up with a new adjective, Paul, I'm quite sure it's you.
I'm
Thanks
betting
for
on
your
Skip.
confidence.
That's true.
I'm betting on Skip on that one. No doubt, no doubt. Listen, Joski, your sound is only yours. Right? I've been around music a very long time, man, and your sound is only yours. Right? Similar to Bill Elkins, similar to Catman Bill, similar to CCR Chagra. Your sound is completely yours. Right? And the way that pay homage, give reference to the people in your life that you love, Joski, is it's magnificent, sir. Right? Prayers to your pops, love to Deneen. Listen, y'all are incredible. I'm so thankful that you continue to share your magnificence with us. Thank you, Joski. Truly. That dude's all kind of incredible, y'all. Like, for real. Then Joski's been doing that for years. For real. And he's still doing it at a high level. Man, love that dude. All right. We have reached the good luck round, folks. Listen, we're going to get it. We're going to get up out of here. All right. 3 incredible artists came to get down. I know that cat. He just knows he's going to close. Listen, coming up first, this artist, man, listen, we look forward to this artist coming through every week because she does, and she gives us just a breath of fresh air, right? Hardworking mom, who makes time to get down with the greatest community in the world. The one and only Elizabeth Horan is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you very much. And thank you for the amazing night. Welcome, new poets here. It was awesome to have some new feminist power. I fucking love it. Okay. So, I'll just give a quick preface that these are from my book about me and Sylvia Plath speaking in her kitchen in the moments leading up to her committing suicide. So it's like me and Plath, like me talking with her ghost, but it's before she dies, right? It's my book called Just to the Right of the Stove. Clever. This one is called God Damn It, Just Hurl That Sink Already. Who am I? Lashing out, my tongue a leather whip, leaving verbal welts on the back of someone so small. I shrink with him against the wall as I grow bigger with regretful triggers. My shadow looms up like Godzilla climbing up this flimsy dollhouse I built. It looks like defeat will have us again, a tantrum doled out by these placid hands. A free-range, grass-fed child locavore lurking amid the unseemly acres of my mind. How shall I resist the ineptitude and wiring? So many pills, so many times on the couch for naught, overwrought, endless wringing of the hands. I should have wrung my own neck. Or Nurse Ratchets, or my mom on the phone, or a bell, or a gong. This isn't funny at all. I'd eat my own self if I could. Belly all swolled up like a capybara and a python. Choke on my own infectious diseases. Gag myself with that sticky finger, howling, "You did it! Ow!" Then vomit my own meat just like it was water. A confused coyote. I don't recognize this poison. But what of the little boy, cowering, looking to me for shelter? Saying I'm sorry is not enough. Kids are very resilient equals bullshit equals holds no more water than a sieve. I will do my own lobotomy. I will hurl that sink through the window. I will fly over the cuckoo's nest, come one more savage, salient dawn. Thank you, and I'll do one more if you don't mind. Dabbing the corners of our mouths like ladies. I secretly think that I am better than you. I say that with the most respect, which is due. I didn't succumb. I held on for my children. But please understand, I know what could have happened to me. I know what women are capable of. I once did an MRI of my brain for the sake of science, allowed them to study my horrible misfiring. Grad students lined up alongside the radiology chair. Persistent, severe, major, depressive disorder, which does not respond to therapy or medication. Biomapping, looking for lighted patterns. Denigrated synapses. I lent them my mind in hopes it might someday help somebody else. For 2 hours, I laid there with a button under my thumb, magnets clanging in and around my skull for a measly $100. Why do I do anything I do? But remember this, I'm still alive. Did they study your brain? I mean, afterwards, would you have wanted them to? My dark is not as saturated nor brilliantly stained as yours. One difference I know, I took the pills they were feeding me, buckets of meds and annoying weekly therapy, again and again discussed the divorce and the rape, a tape so old it's yellow, beetle scraped. Like the bile in my liver itching to spill on the faces of those who abandoned me. Did I die like Sylvia? Or did I survive like Elizabeth? Thank you very much.
Ho, ho, ho. Incredible ending. Last line, damage indeed. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Elizabeth. Hooray!
Wow, what a great way to blend in that literary history and intimate feeling. That was great. I really would also second you probably first in saying how much it's great to have new people, but also to really feel a lot of feminist energy in this room tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's not enough of that here. And man,
Yes. We need
Yes,
the
thank
big
you a
feminist
million times for
bitches
that.
in
Yeah.
here. That's right.
Yes, we all agree.
And that was a I think that's I mean, maybe I haven't read this realm of poetry where you write the day before. I mean, there's so much in this concept as an artist. I mean, this is almost like a phase of an artist's life where you write this project and then you move on to the next canvas of what you're going to do beyond this. But this is a deep dive into a literary genre that I don't think, like, I mean, when you read it and now it's on the page, is it going to be like a play and whose voice is whose and whether or not you're speaking of her, for her, through her? There's a lot going on. So I'm not being at all like critical to the point where I'm going to discourage you. Do not let me do that because this is a path. This is a brilliant work of art.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you
hone
guys-
it. Don't be afraid to hone it, you know?
Yeah, I'm
Because
done with it. I'm done with what
Well,
CC is saying about
yeah.
that. You know, you set yourself up quite a challenge to
Oh, wow.
pull that off, you know. And I mean, you felt so at home in it. And you know, there's just so much in there. I mean, I'll do my own lobotomy. I think that's kind of a universal thing. Almost everybody here kind of thinks about it at a certain point, you know.
And then the Nurse Ratchet thing, that was nice too.
I'd like to say that, you know, in terms of, you know, editing and stuff, what I'm hearing is something that has been very well honed already. That
Yeah.
sounds like something that's been through a lot of crafting to get to that point.
But it's like not leading edge. It's like bleeding edge. I mean, if someone else has done this, I don't know it, but this is really interesting. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. Just follow your passion. Fuck copying anybody. The next this, the next that. Because that's
Well,
a
it's
lot.
where you get it's where you get your imagination so integrated into the form you're using and the way you explore it all so imaginatively. That, you know, you're marshaling a huge amount of your inner resources creatively. It's anyway, I'll shut up.
Yeah, you're using fiction, nonfiction, history, playwriting. You're using prose and poetry all at the same time.
Elizabeth, you are brilliant.
And dialogue. The dialogue part is where the stage and the page thing. But don't give up on this. If you've taken it this far, take it a little further because I think you're out there on your own. But that's the only way to go. And most people who do Sylvia Plath do it, and I know hundreds of women who have written in and about Sylvia Plath, but this is refreshing. There's something refreshing about making that, I don't know what you want to call it, that kind of following of in the footsteps of an author to be like the next. That's the mistake. You don't want to be the next. You want to take it to the next level. And I don't know. I'm very excited about this project for you.
I can't imagine that. I mean, it's on such a high level already.
Yeah, it's
such a high level.
Yeah, you got to dive deep into your soul to find that one. No one can lead you on this one. This is good work.
Listen. When you find yourself on the Plath path, there will be challenges, but you have to keep going forward because you were called to that path, right? Hey, everybody's not built for the Plath path, but you are. So stay the course. Steady as she goes, Captain, because you got something, as your colleagues are telling you, right? Right? Looks like defeat will have us again, right? The ineptitude. What? I know what women are capable of, remember this: I'm still alive. And all this divine feminine energy, listen, it only charges me. Like I love it, and I love how you embrace it. I love how you brought in someone who people love and admire and respect, and you did it justice. You didn't just come up in here name dropping, just like, oh, I'm gonna write a Sylvia Plath poem, and then it comes off like pond scum, right? But you actually did it justice. Your colleagues have said there's more work in it, so dig all the way in. Thank you for sharing it with us. Truly, truly, pretty dope, man. Pretty dope. All right, couple poets left. Coming up next, all the way in Wisconsin, president of the Racine chapter of Poet. This incredible artist is about to come through and put it on you. This cat is who I like to call the captain of the street team. The one and only Inspiration is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, man. It's always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
You can find me in the greatest community in the world on Thursday nights most of the time. I haven't been here since the night of beautiful chaos. Woo! I actually remembered. But I put my socials in the chat. Check me out. I got two short ones, semi-short. First one doesn't have a title. I'll just call it I Didn't Know What to Write. I didn't know what to write until my mind got right and a vibe in sight. Yeah, I said a vibe in sight because I feel with my eyes and I see through my touch, yet I'm listening to your thoughts and I'm hearing the truth. Yet the mirror sees me as a great man. So I got to say, it's kind of dark in here. So you're probably thinking that I have my brain wrapped tight. It is. It's in its own cocoon. It really is. I already told you how I feel through my eyes, and that's why they hurt when I look in the mirror. It's like I walked up into the sunlight, and like I said, even though the mirror sees me as a great man, it's still dark in here. The walls of my mind are pulsating like I'm on an acid trip. And Timothy Leary is speaking to me through Morse codes from the cocoon of my mind. My heart feels cold until my lady puts her vocals in my ear and or her beauty in my sight. Now that there is a time when my soul flies free. I told y'all it's all in the vibe. My mind been waiting to escape its cocoon and spread its wings. I put it in the universe and my third eye sees the truth, my truth, that I'm painting pictures, you see. Like my words are being released by the likes of Salvador Dali, and they're flying around the universe like birds that were released by Alfred Hitchcock. See, I know time is written. It's just that the clocks aren't bending over the branches for me. So it's gonna, fuck it. I'm just gonna hang out with the pit and the pendulum, and I'm gonna talk with Edgar Allan Poe about ravens and shit. Fuck it. And fuck racism. Day-to-day emotions, we're picking and choosing which ones we want to feel, which ones we'll have to ignore. Fuck racism. Even with my white privileges that I possess, even while I walk with my beautiful black queen on the inside of me, and me slightly behind her, away from the curb, with my head and my neck on swivel on the way back to our vehicle, where I open her door to our vehicle, and as I walk around to the back, I look inside and I see her opening mine. Bronx Tale. While you doing the opposite with your queen. See, she telling you that's why more black women are going with white men, because some of them actually know how to treat us like queens. Yes, I'm perpetually aware as I walk around in this white body, dressed cleaner than the Board of Health, from my hat to my shoes, from my belt and drawers to my socks, from my glasses and watch to my jewels. I must take this attention and drop gems. Even though I've been saved with amazing grace, and that being that the reason that my swag drips so heavenly, you still want to hate this white skin. And use it as a scapegoat for your anger, a scapegoat for your frustration of what the white ancestors did to yours. See, I am not the ancestors, and you are not yours. Even though that's what the roots of the tree tell us we are, it is up to us as human beings to change the evil ways, yet find and embrace their strengths. Still, you don't even want to help me. Get this dirt off my shoulders and wipe me down. From my shoulders, chest, pants, shoes, wipe me down. Are the demons you thought you saw in me, the demons that plague the people of you, the people of yours. Help me, help you, help us as human beings. Learn how to trust each other, love one another, embrace the differences of one another, and educate one another as brothers and sisters from other mothers and fathers of time. Because honestly, man, most of my family aren't even from the same bloodline as mine. Fuck racism. Poet!
Yo, that's how you show up and you tell them to their face. I didn't hear what you said. What? I said poet.
Racism.
Oh, unmute yourself. Give it up for our inspiration.
Fuck racism.
You know, that's, you know, to write a piece like that, man, you got to get out on the fucking tightrope and dance right in the middle. That's
Dance,
not easy
damn it,
territory.
dance.
I would love to hear the hard critique from Black women about what you just did, because that's some tightrope walking. You have to get out there. Everyone's hoping you're gonna fall.
Right.
I'm sorry.
You talking that talk,
you know.
And I usually,
I've never heard that.
Hey,
I've never heard white privilege and call yourself a Black queen in the same poem. That's territory. So, you know,
I perform that. I perform that live usually, and I'm usually the minority in the room. So
you can get
multiple ways, bro. In multiple ways. Like
one time I was at Wally's in Boston. It's this great dive bar, and it was a jazz thing. And this professor from African study professor from Boston College was hosting this 4 nights only at this killer jazz underground dive bar. And I got up and I did a piece called "Kill Whitey, Kill Whitey, Kill Whitey." And man, it was just, sometimes you got to go there, even if you fail, even if that fails.
Your song reminded me.
Even if you catch shit for that, you should get some cred for at least trying. Fall down on your white ass.
Made me think of that song by No Effects. It's like, don't call me white. Don't call me white.
Don't call me whitey. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's.
I said that shit in the all-white bar. I said that shit in the all-white bar.
But I do want to. I hope after I shut my mouth up that some of you women give him some hard critique. How hard was that? I really want to hear the bitch. Did he fail? I mean, because he could take it. I know he can.
Yo, and listen. I'm hoping that the ladies come through for the cipher after the open mic, so we can have that discussion, right? This is why the cipher was created, to have that. And I love the fact that you brought that up, CC, and you made it a real distinct question, right? And I appreciate that. But I also love the fact that this cat went all the way out on that limb, and he said what he said, and he meant what he said. And his queen is proof of what he said. So don't act like this cat is just talking out the side of his neck. His queen is proof that what he said is true. Right? And listen, he happens to beat up with it. Right? He said, the mirror sees me as a great man, but it's dark in here. It's dark in here. I'm not my ancestor and you're not yours. Let's celebrate one another. Now that is much beyond whatever skin tone you have or melanin concentration that you have, right? When you start talking about educating each other, right? About moving this universe in a positive direction, that's where we are, right? Race is only a social construct anyway, man. Like, come on, let's be 100. Right? But when you come through and you say things like that, man, listen, it could be controversial in some ways. But again, you didn't make a blanket statement. You just said, in my house, This is what it is. You can't deny this, King, no matter how much melanin is in my skin. You can't deny me. And that's what I dig, man. For real. That's how you put in that work. Appreciate you. Again, for the folks who want to have that conversation, make sure you hang out in the cipher, which we will get into right after the open mic. So closing us out this evening, this cat right here, right? Host extraordinaire. He hosts Friday nights. He hosts Monday nights, Chaos Magic. He hosts the Slam Jam. This cat's all kind of incredible. And then he has the nerve to be a dope ass poet with it too. So, coming to the ring, this incredible artist, fresh off the top rope, is about to put you in a crippler crossface of poetry that you didn't know you needed. You may tap out, you may get the 3 count, but I'm telling you, you're gonna love it all. The one and only Dre Reyes is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Dre. It is always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Well, it is great to be back here on Thursday night. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing great here. Great to be able to share space with y'all after dealing with another fun work week at CVS. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on to it. I have 2 pieces I'd like to share real quick, if I can. This is a piece I wrote. The first one's a piece I wrote last week. Not right last week, excuse me, last year. Kind of reflecting on how people and their electricity bills, how they're able to sustain. I don't know. My mind went on a tangent. So here's God bless rich people. God bless rich people during the holiday season. Your ability to afford not only buy all these decorations, but to be able to afford the electric bill amazes me to no end. If it weren't for rich people, I wouldn't have this sweet, free, double recliner sofa chilling in my living room, or these free, tame, not psychedelic light shows y'all provide outside so I can add my own soundtrack to. My ADHD thanks you. And seeing how it is unseasonably mild as of late, the moths want to subscribe to your home's only lights accounts. The sleeping medication manufacturers thank you as well, for their sales have increased by 141 2/3% since October, with a projected 33 1/3% more by the end of the year. Wait, is this how y'all are hoarding the wealth? Y'all get rich pushing hella product into the streets and buy it off each other over time? Smart motherfuckers. This ball game is rigged. White collar America is still wearing the same old pair of 1919 Chicago Black Sox, still thinking it's 1919 in a socio-political standpoint, treating anyone who isn't a straight, God-fearing white male feel worth less than a prosone's waist. Yo, rotting corpse of Reaganomics. Please tell me when the wealth is finally going to trickle down before more blood of the homeless and innocent trickles down, flooding the cracks of sidewalks and pavements, spewing from the street gutters, seeping into the soil of the cursed burial grounds of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, rooting class struggle deeper into the earth to the point that it begins to spread like a fiery greed driven cancer through all the forests and woodlands, rivers and oceans, the air we breathe, and the sky we cannot see. Poem. So there's that piece. And here's this lovely piece. One of the last pieces I've written. I've been in a creative drought as of late, but I had a situation where my first grade art teacher passed away, and this is a tribute to her. So with that said, this is Whenever I See a Ladybug. Whenever I see a ladybug, I cannot help but smile. Whenever I see a ladybug, my mind travels a while back to a time when I first held a paintbrush by her guiding hand. autistic 7-year-old me, hyped up with so much life with no social skills. Adults were uptight at how I misbehaved in class, but my parents never asked a doctor to test me. It was the 1990s, and nobody took autism or ADHD seriously. I almost flunked kindergarten due to my inabilities to follow directions or to attend studies. Yet, art helped me. Having an art teacher made things easier for me to process the world around me, to harness the energy raging inside of me into projects done so creatively. To create anything is like a superpower, and that was how I began to view art. Thanks to her. Thanks to Miss Tagalakis. She was the Yoda to my Skywalker, for she woke a force in me that would shapeshift the world around me and shapeshift how others see the world around themselves. To be creative is one of the greatest things one can ever learn. To be a creative is one of the greatest things one can achieve. Thank you for the gifts that I had inside me all along. This isn't goodbye forever. This is so long. For now. I'll see you again the next time I see a ladybug. This is why I will smile the next time and every time I see a ladybug. Poem. Thank you for having me.
Hey man, this dude come with some old ladybug with it. Like, unmute yourself, give it up for Dre Reyes.
Dre, what a beautiful
Oh
tribute,
man, what a
man.
throwback for me. I wanted to marry my first grade teacher so bad, Miss Rapowitsky. This is one for the educators, man. And then I forgave her because we went to the beach with my grandfather and she was there with her new husband. How dare she? But she had a baby and named it after me, so I forgave her. I was like 6.
The baby's name was Cece?
No. It was
Sometimes life is stranger than fiction, folks. Wow.
Yeah, but I understood it. But you a lot of times you say for the educators, but that's a big one for the educators right there.
It is, no doubt about it. Thank you for that, Dre.
And thank you for saying everybody stick around. I hope every woman here sticks around because this is I'd like to have this discussion on record, but off record would be good too.
Oh, definitely. We're gonna make the time for it. We gotta definitely make the time for it. Listen, Dre, thank you for even doing that, right? Like, for letting people know that, like you said, it's a first grade teacher, right? All the way, right? In the first piece, you mentioned ADHD, right? As an educator myself, been going through some development, professional development about how to better help students with ADHD and dyslexia and fetal alcohol syndrome. Just so many different things, right? How to address them. And when you have an educator that is well versed in how to help students, you do end up with something like that, right? You do end up with an educator helping you to express yourself in a way that you need to. It's amazing, sir, right? Rest in peace to the person who brought creativity to your life, man. But guess what? Doesn't matter what happened in their lives. Their job is done by giving you the gift of creativity. And the fact that you continue to share it with us, it's amazing, sir. So thank you. Thank you for it, right? Listen, he started talking about rotting corpses of Reaganomics, sir. I'm there. Okay, I'm there. Him and all his war on drugs, I'm there, sir. Listen, when it comes to that, we all know that the wealthy is going to take care of themselves, right? And then the rest of the shit is just going to trickle down like sewage. Um, I just love the fact that when you're showing love to your educator, you said to create anything is like a superpower, right? And again, I think that's part of our charge, sir, right? Because we do that pretty well. Thank you, Dre, for coming through and closing out the night as you normally do, sir. We appreciate all your hard work. Before we end the night, I want to shout out a few things. Shout out Escape Artists for hanging out with us. Shout out Brian G. Shout out CP Mays. All right. Be on the lookout for CP Mays coming soon, right? Really, in the coming days, be on the lookout for what CP Mays is about to do. Shout out to my Uncle Hank. He just did 30 years on lock, man, and finally got out. So thankful for my uncle, man. Appreciate all of my family members for showing up on his release dates. Love you, Unc. Listen, to all of you, I can't thank you enough. Make sure you are plugging in with the New Eureka Poets Cafe in all of its aspects. Listen, donate, get on that list, right? Get those tickets, be up in the Apollo when it goes down. I can't thank you enough. You truly are great, incredible artists. I can't thank you enough. I know I'm biased, but I have the greatest job in the world. Thank you for being the greatest community in the world. We're going to end the night like this. Until we meet again, may this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. Never forget, cowards get buried here, and we reclaim our strength through our fearlessness. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it's truly been a pleasure spending Thursday night with y'all. Until next week.